Home ain't ever what you wanted it to be. So you packed your things and you left. Took a train, left somewhere out west, and you found what looks like hope. You take that little bit of change you got in your pocket and you build a ranch, maybe a nice little family. But unfortunately, there's never hope. Welcome to Crystal Grit. Mind your pistols now.
And hello, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. It is
Hello.
us, the Harding knocking dice, the hard knock dice, folks. That's us.
Very hard dice.
With which episode is it? 12 episodes. I was holding up 7 fingers. 12 episode 12 or session 12 of our Whispers in the Dust campaign, which is mighty rootin', tootin', pointin', shooting times, and with feelings because it's D&D. I think that's just kind of how that goes. I keep getting disconnected from our music. Fuck me sideways. Anyway, thank you for joining us tonight. I am Cowboy God. These folks over here to this side of me on the stream. I had to check. I had to look. Our players, our vagabonds, our cowpoke.
What direction was that?
It's my physically my left, but then on the screen it's my right. It's very confusing. Obviously, hard concept to master. Anyway, we'll be playing some more this year Champagne tonight. Before we announce things and such, I don't know why you launched Tailspire. What you need that for?
Just come on.
Just in case.
Close that bit. What you need it for? I tell you. Anyway. Link that is going to be popping up in the chat here momentarily is our charity with Extra Life, helping with the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Encourage you to click on that link and donate what you can. It's the lawful, kind thing. Donating to help kids. Open your heart wallets. I'm a chest ripping motion. It's horrible.
Chest burster of charity.
Chest burster of child kindness. But do that thing. Donate what you can. Good stuff. And anybody have anything they want to announce? Anything fun and exciting? Feeling spontaneous? Yes, no, maybe so. All right. Last week, because we actually did play last week. Fucking too many breaks happening in various and sundry campaigns that I can't fucking remember when we play anything anymore. But last week on our Whispers in the Dust campaign, our players had been successful. They had gotten the goods they wanted in Picton, one of which is a dude, not kidnapping. He was the one who had stolen the goods that they were there to retrieve, and their benefactor, one Desmond Sinclair, the mayor of Crystal Grit, had asked that not only that they retrieve his stolen goods, but also the leader of the group that had stolen them in the first place. They also just happened to, find a couple folks that they were looking for. The wife of Miss Clyde Kelly, or Clancy King, as everybody knows him, as yet to be addressed, as well as the I don't know what to call her paramour, the companion, the missed individual of Cerebell, one Genevieve, the Harangon woman who is a fellow worshiper of Sanus. But they made their way out. They've had some chit-chats on the way out. There was some stress relief undertaken by Mr. Dotry on his way out. He soothed some demons of his on their way out of town. And they were totally fine. They didn't have any nightmares or anything the first night. But on their second day of travel, after discovering the unfortunate, I don't know what the words of the unfortunate end of some travelers they had met previously, they camped for the night, and all seemed to be going well as the barking of the were-yotes seemed like it may be growing closer. Maybe they would have to contend with them in the night, and then they stopped suddenly. before they were accosted by a towering humanoid individual, monstrous in nature, arms and legs, all too long, sections of their limbs and of their body seemingly made of stone, jutting spires of stone exiting as well from where some of their teeth should have been, and long stone claws with a pulsing crystal mass in its chest. It attacked them. It has sliced up. I think it's only sliced up Geist, or the Professor, as people also don't know his actual name yet. It has sucked out part of their life essence, has taken a barrage of bullets, and where we rejoin our party, it has come back to the top of the initiative and this creature's turn as it holds Miss Bell in one hand and flings her away. Miss Bell, if we could start this by you making me a dexterity saving throw.
Of course. Of course.
Oh yeah, I forgot it threw her like a fucking frisbee.
Yeah, it had her like, and when I said this thing had like weirdly long fingers already, it had her like around the waist with one hand and had lifted her up.
Natural 20. That's the face of a natural 20.
No, it's not. It is not at all. It is the face of a 9 total.
9.
It was
unfortunately,
a 2 on the dice.
That's so rough. So as you go sailing 40 feet through the air, not all directly up, a bit of an angle, you come to the ground, hitting, rolling, landing prone, and taking 4, 8, 9, 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
How many?
12 points of bludgeoning damage. This thing just threw you 40 feet away from it.
Awesome.
So, it is then going to step one step closer to Callie. And it's going to claw you. Or it's going to try, I suppose. It could miss. It could miss. Whoop. That's not great. But in my infinite wisdom, I don't have my stuff pulled up. Woo. Or scroll down anyway.
Do I get a reaction to being thrown across the...
Unfortunately not.
Pain.
Yeah.
Pain, probably. Yeah, you just hit the ground. Unpleasant.
Okay, just checking.
That is an 18 to hit, Callie.
Yeah, that hits.
Let's see. That is 17 points of slashing damage on that claw.
Okay.
And it's no longer. It is not. I should have had to do that before. It's not grappling anybody, so no on that. Oh yeah, it got it. I'm saying it used one of its attacks to throw, and then its other came around raking up across your torso. That is going to end its turn. That brings us to Clyde, Mr. King, Mr. Kelly, whoever you are, Mystery Man.
Is it facing?
It is facing away from you, as it has gone from being in the center of the camp and in the middle of all of you to rushing Callie, who had been a little bit away, closer to the edge of camp.
How far away?
Easily within 30 feet.
Okay. Can I rush my clone, my echo, to the other side of it, and then shoot it in its heartstone 3 times?
Okay, you want to make a called shot on its chest thing? Okay, so the way we have discussed previously, the way that we have run called shots in the past is at disadvantage +5 to their AC.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's a 17, dropping a natural 20.
Misses, unfortunately.
On the dice. Oh, that's before my bonuses.
Oh, that's before your bonuses.
It's just on the dice.
Your guns are non-magical, right?
My guns are non-magical. So I have a +8 to that, so 25 on the first one.
25 does still hit.
Natural 1 on the second one.
Where's my second shot? I did this before. I just can't remember exactly how to do it. Roll an additional d20 for me.
Roll an additional d20. 16.
16. Okay, it does not jam and misfire.
Okay. And then the last one is does a 24 hit.
24 does still hit.
Okay. So two called shot hits.
Yep.
Cool. What does that do for me?
Roll damage.
Regular damage.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 15 points of damage for the first one, and 17 points of damage for the second one.
Very nice. Can you also observe from your echo's perception? I guess why not? If you can shoot from it.
Yeah.
Which I still think is insane. Like it's such a weird. Like I don't think that was intended.
I don't
for
think
fire
it was,
projectiles from.
Yeah, I don't think
space,
it was intended for shoots these.
Right. But you fire these two shots, and they hit. And in a couple places, like where they hit in a couple places where the light is not, like I said, the light is kind of flickering and pulsing in some of the spots on this crystal in its chest. It hits on a couple of spaces where the crystal seems kind of dead. Hits, you see a couple of web-line cracks begin to form before some of the light pulses from, like it seems to race along within its crystal, and then those cracks seal.
So they crack and then kind of like heal themselves?
Basically, that's what it looks like.
Okay. Can I make can I unleash incarnation on them?
Sure.
Just as a, you know what? Sure, we'll keep it called. I don't think that hits. It's 20 on the nose.
20 on the nose, I believe, just hits, actually.
Oh.
Yep.
So it takes an additional 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage.
Non-magical, of course.
Yep. It seems like you are capable of damaging the crystal, but similarly to how, like, hits to this thing's flesh and stuff, except have kind of been, like, healed some.
Uh-huh.
Like, as you guys have just been wailing on this thing, it seems like the crystal itself heals exponentially faster than its skin does.
Oh, okay. So that was not the best thing.
Only way for you to have found out.
Clyde will say that crystal in the middle seems to be healing itself pretty good.
All right.
Interesting.
That. I mean, you are attacking its most precious thing. So hold on a second. Let's see.
I'm attacking its jewels.
Your attack. It's jewel singular. They may used to have been jewels plural, but they're jewel singular now.
If I can crack them open, they'll be two.
Are they healing completely? Like,
it does seem like the shots from the shots from Clyde's pistol do appear to be healing almost immediately. Like I said, those shots were causing like hairline fractures. Like it did not seem to be damaging them very much, and then almost immediately that light flashed through and sealed it back up. Did still shoot the hell out of it though. It does seem to turn momentarily towards the shadow. And then it's going to use legendary action. Once again, that pulse from its chest. Passing over at this point, everybody minus Belle because she got chucked basically the opposite direction away. And like everybody else besides Belle to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh, okay.
Did you want to move farther away from it on your turn, Clyde?
No, I thought you said it was like, I guess that's just a really big AoE.
It was 30 feet away from you. Ish.
Okay.
Would you like to retroactively have moved farther away? It had done this before.
I wouldn't have moved.
Okay. I'll say Rita did move farther away, so I'll say Rita is not having to make the charisma saving throw this go around.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, success.
24.
Success.
10.
10, fail.
Dirty
And a
one, not natural one.
I forgot you have a minus. That is also a failure. And what was, guys?
21.
21 does succeed this go around.
D10 for Artificer?
No, D8. So if I could get a D8 and then a D10, so each you roll one of your, I think. And Chris, you could roll one additional D20 for me.
Okay, 1 second. 6 for
6.
the total for the con and
Okay. Remember, go ahead and mark that hit die as spent.
11.
11. Genevieve also fails. Can you roll another D8 for me and tell me what you get on the D8?
6.
6. Okay. And what was that for Clyde's? hit die?
8.
8. That's 8, and that's 8 total. Okay. Once again, feeling this, those of you that succeeded, able to hold on to yourself, and you do not feel that cold wrench out a part of you like Clyde and Genevieve and Sarah Bell do. Callie, that does bring us to you. You are right in front of this thing. It is nose to nose, you towering over you, and has screeched about acquiring the gem.
Yes. Do I get a sense that my magic hurt it more than just specifically my divine smite?
The smite did seem to damage it. Like the other shots and things, like the bullets and everything, everybody, including Geist, has noticed that shots to its person have not impacted as they normally would. It did seem like your divine smite was unhampered.
Okay. I am gonna sling my hunting rifle and pull out my boot dagger. And I have a birthday 20.
Oh.
So I would like to birthday 20 with this. So and have a second level divine smite. So that's 8d8 plus 2d4 because it's a dagger. Yeah. So that will be my first attack. Okay, let's do math. 8.
You should have opened with this. Little creature from our nightmares just comes like.
You say little. This thing is big as hell. This thing is like 9 feet tall. It's got a wingspan that like to rival like multiple NBA players combined.
Okay, so that's 57 points of radiant damage.
Holy mother.
And 4 points of piercing damage.
Ow.
And because I have 2 attacks, and I still have my vow of enmity, I'm going to do it again.
For your second birthday.
What's that second attack?
The lower one is a 16, but my second one is a nat 20.
Very nice.
So I'm going to
Holy
throw.
shit.
I'm going to throw first level divine smite on that. So that's going to be 68 because of the fiend. It's a fiend.
Yep. I'm getting a spam call. Making my desk vibrate.
Hey, don't call my call. It was spam.
Oh, man, I hate to break it to you. That's what the phone says, scam risk. I don't know what to tell you. Or spam risk. My bad. So maybe not a scam, but definitely some spam. Holy.
28
I'm gonna go
more
hard.
points of radiant and 2 more points of piercing.
The piercing damage ain't doing so hot on these crits, but you know what?
And then
Radiant damage going brazy.
and I think that instead of it being two stabs, it's literally Callie stabbing it and then twisting it, with the dagger radiating white hot holy fire, with the edges being like crackling and sort of like the smoldering fire of a wildfire. And to sort of give him another middle finger, I'm gonna use my face step and face step 30 feet towards where Miss Bell was thrown, and he gets
I need you to roll a d20 plus your charisma modifier. And tell me the total.
D20 plus my charisma. That is going to be a 19.
Okay. A 19 does succeed. As your Fey magics begin to, you feel almost like that magic, even as just a magical ability, not a spell, begin to like be drawn in towards this crystal in its chest. But it does go through and you teleport away.
Yep, and he takes 3 points of fire damage.
Woo! Very nice. Yeah, digging your dagger into its side, this fucking double natural 20 smites, exploding like this, like the entire kind of lower left torso of this sector just explodes open. There is flesh and some bone, and you see bits of stone not only flying out of it, but you can see stone, even like it's stone all the way through in places. There are entire sections of its body that have either been morphed into stone or stone has been implanted in it. You're not quite sure, but just flying out in it as it reels away, screeching in this horrific, devilish tone. But then I'm not going to try to recreate because I'm not that good, and it will just hurt my ears and yours.
You want me to do the Wilhelm scream?
Sure, why not?
All right, I got you.
As I hyperventilate in with my face step.
Oh man.
That's
okay.
All, that's my action. That's my bonus action. That's all of the things I cannot do anymore.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Awesome. Ow. It looks like that hurt really bad. That was unpleasant. Okay. I'm to say it is currently reeling from that, so it's not going to take legendary action yet. Miss Bell, you are prone on the ground for 40 feet away from this creature where it threw you. You now have Callie about 10 feet from you because she teleported in a bit of a fiery inferno.
He stands up, or as I stand up, I'm going to cast Command. Try to.
You targeting the creature?
Yes. And that range is 60 feet, so.
Yeah, no, that's 100% in range. Okay. And what kind of save is that?
13 Wisdom.
Wisdom. That's not a spell. It's not touching its body, so we'll. Close enough. You said Wisdom?
Yes, sir.
There went that d20. Okay, that is a 16 on the dice, so it unfortunately does resist the command.
Okay.
I don't know where that d20 went.
Well, then, are
That's
we
why we got
certain it was
multiple.
a 16?
Yes,
Are we
because
certain?
it was rolling with advantage, and the 16 was on one of them. Fuck.
Alright.
Okay, I'll figure that. I'll find
Okay.
that.
Okay. All right. So I get 2 attacks per action. So can I
Yes,
still
ma'am.
shoot it?
Okay. No. So since you used your action to cast a spell, so you did not take the attack action.
Okay. So that means
You do still have your bonus action, and Gus did not get thrown 40 feet away.
that's true. How close is Gus?
Gus is, after he moved, probably I think he was only about 15 feet.
Okay.
He was relatively
I can
close
use. All right. So I can use my bonus action to command Gus, right? Or to
by. You
stick
can,
him.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let's do that. And I'm sorry, you said he was 15 feet away.
Yeah, from Gus. So Gus definitely
Okay.
is able to get close enough to him.
Okay. So Gus is gonna back up 5 feet so that he's
Okay.
got 20 feet so he can charge.
For sure.
And he's gonna charge and try to maul him. Okay, that was so that was 17 on the dice.
17 does hit.
Oh, okay, great. Awesome.
That's a strength save, right?
Is it
Is there any size restrictions on that? Is it only on small, medium, or smaller? Can it affect large creatures?
for charge? No, it just says at least 20 feet toward a target, and then hits it with a maul attack on the same turn. The target takes an extra 1d6 of slashing damage. If the target is a creature, it must succeed on a strength
It's just
saving
a
throw
creature.
against against your spell save DC, which
Okay.
is currently
This thing is strong. If that was not
Okay.
evident,
meh.
that was a 29.
Oh yeah. Okay, so the charging didn't work.
It still takes
Charging
damage.
didn't-
It still does the damage. It just doesn't get knocked prone.
Like this thing at all. It's rude. So rude. Okay. So let's do so just regular 1d8 plus.
Yeah, it does get the extra 1d6. It just doesn't knock it prone. It still gets the bonus.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it gets
As I put too much ice in my cup.
Okay,
It
so
did not hold very much
just-
liquid. It's a tragedy.
just 8 regular points, and then let's do the 1d6.
I did not think
plus
this
5.
through when I was like trying to figure out how to tally damage.
Yeah, no, 13 altogether
13 altogether. Okay.
from the charge and the maul.
Very nice. All right. Gus getting in there, jumping, kind of slamming into one of its legs. It just like budges minutely, but does not go down as Gus starts trying to tear into one of its legs. Anything else for your turn, Miss Bell?
I'm just finished standing up. And that's all I can do right now. I think that's all my stuff.
All right. Now it's going to use a legendary action.
No. Counterspell.
I don't see any reason it can't do this in the reverse order. It is going to grapple Gus. It's just going to reach down and grab him, so Gus can make either an acrobatics or athletics check to oppose it to try to not get grabbed.
Counterspell.
Does he get advantage because he's the goodest baby?
Unfortunately, he does not. He needs to beat a 23.
He needs to beat a 23.
It's rolling at 20.
This music's kind of slapping, not gonna lie.
Can I retroactively
did.
give it not 20?
Yeah, there's
It
there's
did
no
not.
way.
Just Gus
No,
goes
it's
to
just a 9 on the dice.
goes to jump out of the way, but this thing, as strong as it is and as long as its arms are, it is fast and it snatches him up. And then moves 25 feet towards Callie. Just, I was about to say doing a sprint animation, but that would look goofy as hell. But it is quick
With the dog in his hands.
with the dog in one
It's,
hand.
it's just a
He's a
quick
whole
adoption,
wolf.
guys. We're good. He just
It said, "This is my dog now."
I don't blame him.
It's hyped for the Super Bowl. It is running for a touchdown.
Do not spike my wolf.
It's not. Don't worry. It is not. It is not going to spike the wolf. The ending. It's legendary action that just brings us to Geist.
All right. Do I got line of sight to the elbow holding the dog?
Sure. Same as before. Called shot. Disadvantage +5 AC.
Gonna be using my bonus action to give advantage. Can't sling it out, making it a straight roll.
Straight roll. Okay.
While
And Gus is within 5 feet of it, I will say, due to his grappled nature, he does not count as threatening the creature.
It doesn't say threatening, just says not incapacitated.
Fair enough, I suppose. Very well. Roll it.
She's gonna another sentence in. Does anyone here speak Infernal?
Undercommon.
I do.
Oh, excellent. Then you would have known everything
Makes
he's
sense.
been saying so far.
It all makes sense.
In that case, what sounds like really eldritch gibberish to everyone else, you would recognize as him saying in this guttural, raspy voice, "I shall send you back to hell, demon." And he's going to try and shoot its elbow.
For sure. Roll it.
Oh, for Gus's sake, do well, please. Hey, there we go. 18 plus things.
If it is 18 plus your things, then you will hit.
23.
23. Yeah, like I said, if it's 18 plus things, it'll hit.
All right, cool. Bring them out.
Unless your plus things was very shit all of a sudden. This is so high energy.
Yeah.
Like, he's supposed to be a scary, like, Wendigo kind of monster.
Give me a second. I'll try to find scary music. But
Hey, man, I'm
I
not
only
I'm
have-
criticizing.
scared,
It's
regardless
slightly
of the
incongruous.
music or not.
I got saloon piano. I got theme music.
same.
I got Western action. That's all I got. All
You're
right.
good, man. You're good. You're
If
good.
you want
You're
scary
good.
saloon piano music, we could do that.
Whip out the piano. Start playing it live.
There you go.
Where's the guitar, John? Where's the scary guitar music?
You're gonna hear Creed as your background
Just
music for your
goes-
monster.
And this is Wonderwall.
Oh, well, I wondered. Mine's been playing like the little violin music. It's disconnected from
You
the
might
server.
need to
So I've been listening to
reconnect,
this
yeah.
like.
I was having that issue last week where it was not wanting to let me stay connected.
43 points of magical piercing.
Ow. That's a lot.
How's he looking, Chef?
How is it looking? Here's the thing, man.
I
Y'all have
guess it
hit
is
it
like
a
a
lot.
bunch
Blood
of
does not
people.
seem to exit this thing's body. Flesh and other, like, it seems to be almost desiccated in the bits that have come flying off of this thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's even at reduced damage. I feel like it is criminal to not give it to you. So I'm gonna shot elbow. It fully like reverses from the force of the shot. The fingers going momentarily slack as Gus falls down before you can hear the like crunching and what sounds almost like stone grating on stone as it flips its arm back around. Anything else for your turn, guys?
I don't know if I can do anything else. That was kind of
You
all I
can't
got.
move because of that bonus action, and those
Y'all,
your
should we
actions.
roll?
Yep, that's what I was like. I'm like, my list of things that I can do is slim.
I'll say
is...
just from a quick observations note, the only wounds that seem to be sticking are all of the parts that seem to be burnt from the holy light of Callie's smites. Everything else, and especially shots from Geist, are healing slow, like they're bigger holes and they're slowly knitting back together. But the bigger wounds from Callie's smites appear to be the only ones that are sticking.
How quickly do the shots seem to be healing?
It seems to be only some of the really small shots appear to have been completely healed. I don't know if you can actually hold on. I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, Actually, a lot of them do appear to be healing fairly quickly. Basically, what I'm going by, anything that is below the double digits, because basically anything that was below double digits was really low. So like 6 wounds appear to have stuck around so far.
So mechanically speaking, does it seem like this thing has like fast healing? It's getting like 5 back around.
It seems to have been healing at like every round, and then when it has done that soul suck, it has like the crystal has flared a little bit and has instantly seemed to recover some of its wounds.
Right, but it seems like if we layer enough damage onto it, we will be able to outpace its healing.
Maybe. This thing does not, despite the large hits it took from Callie, this thing does not appear bloodied.
I'm just saying, I don't think we can outrun it.
What you doing?
Seeing the dog get dropped, you'll say again in Infernal, a fiend should fight a fiend. Kisses.
Okay. All right.
I don't know
It
if it
screams
speaks Infernal,
again.
but right.
Nice. Speaking of, Alistair, that does bring us to your turn.
Okay. It has failed to save to my detect thoughts spell. I can continue to detect its thoughts as long as I maintain concentration on that. No action required. Is it still seem to be of the mindset of give it to us and
it is
after
you
time,
just
Callie.
like the overlapping thoughts are thoughts of desire and hunger and need.
Okay.
Like it seems like different individuals interpreting what they're wanting for like why they're driven to get it in different ways. But ultimately just that pull that you guys felt during the dreams.
I don't know if you'll make me spend my action on this, but based off of what I've gathered from all of these voices and by initially seeing it, do I think that this thing is beyond being called a humanoid at this point?
100%.
Okay. All right.
It is not a human.
Right.
By
Okay.
any stretch, or humanoid.
Okay. Yeah. Humanoid. I was thinking hold
person.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say very relatively easy to feel like that would not be effective on this creature.
All right. Well, that's most of Alistair's stick, but he will reach into the back of his carriage. Who I assume I will see Agatha, and her smiling face says, "Hello, my love. Can you pass me your parasol really quickly?" And I'll take it, aim it behind the beast, and I will thunder wave at 3rd level.
Fantastic.
That is a con save.
How close
16.
do you have to be for that?
It's a 15-foot cube. I am gonna be 10 feet behind it if I can be.
Okay. So within 10 feet of the creature? Or I guess that's a weird. You know what? I'm just gonna put this up to my folks at the table. The way I have worded one of the abilities is that if a spell is cast within 10 feet of the creature, or spell-like ability, if a magic effect goes off within 10 feet of the creature.
Gotcha.
So technically, the cube is what's within 10 feet of it. I think you would count as being 15 feet away from it for that effect, correct?
That's up to you. I didn't know if it being on the edge of that 15 feet would still count as it in it. If there is a way for me, Alistair would stay as far fuck away from it as he could. Yeah. That's just.
I think I'd say we'll roll it as the caster would have to be within the 10 feet. So
okay.
Roll, and that's a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, which I'm sure he's great at.
Not as strong. It's not. I mean, it is very sturdy. It's like statistically, it's not as sturdy as it is strong. That is an 18 on the D20 though.
That is a success. He'll still take half.
Does still
damage.
take half damage.
I'll
Correct.
just roll this in D&D Beyond. Yep. So 24 half down to 12 thunder damage.
Slightly rocks to the side, but it does seem to like almost hunch down, like lowering its center of gravity.
I meant to do this ahead of time, but it's fine. I'll give it to the next person who makes it roll something. I will use my bonus action to take away from the save. He'll have a D6 removed
Okay.
from that. I forgot to call that out.
I've set the D6 aside. Is that it for your turn, Alistair? Any movement or anything?
If I can move further away from it and grab some cover. I don't think he's after me, but I don't want it to fucking turn around and decide otherwise.
It does not at this time. Any turn. Rita still has a hunting rifle. She can try and fucking shoot it again.
Lash his fucking eyes out.
Unfortunately, this go around not rolling quite as hot. Firing just skittering off off of one of the like stone plates or stone sections of its body. Rita has made her way. Is kind of like, despite this thing not having guns, is popping out from behind one of the wagons to fire and then taking back cover. Sarah Bell.
Sarah Bell, she probably would have done this last turn, but I totally forgot about John having Genevieve on her.
Genevieve, I will say Genevieve. Well, I forgot to roll Genevieve into initiative. Genevieve vacated John. Or no, Genevieve was sleeping with you because John was on watch.
True. Okay.
So
then
she is also moved kind of similarly to take cover, though she appears to be watching with interest.
Sarah Bell turned to Genevieve. You may want to back up a little bit from this. I don't know how dangerous this thing can be. And she'll
Well, I'm hoping quite dangerous. Continue.
she'll whistle to John and point at the beast.
John. Scuttle.
So that is her bonus action to tell John what to do.
Fantastic.
And then she'll get within 30 feet, if possible, of Callie, the professor, and Meow Meow Kitty Man.
Since Geist has not moved, and I don't think unless the kitty moved closer, you would not be able to be within 30 feet of all three of them.
Okay, who is within 30 feet?
You can get within 30 feet of the Kitty Man and Geist, or of Belle and Callie. Because since they have moved out away from the camp at this juncture, and the beast has followed them.
Only my echo went out with the beast.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Is like you're closer to where
Okay,
Geist
gotcha.
is. Like I said, this is relatively loosey goosey. I'm kind of pairing people into like zones of like 30 feet.
What would I need to roll to have seen that Callie's magic is the only one that's doing real permanent damage to this thing?
Roll a perception check.
Oh well, that's a 6. So we're gonna be doing bless on the people who are at the campfire.
Okay. Bless. Including
so
yourself
I'll go-
in that?
Nope, Meow Meow Kitty Man, his Meow Meow Kitty wife, and Geist.
And John? All right, Mr. Geist.
And Geist, yeah.
Geist, not John. Gotcha. All right. So y'all are blessed.
What's that do?
John has scuttled up to the creature. Take on a thing of your own size. John is also large, right? Horizontally instead of vertically.
And Sarah Bell's going to back. Well, let's see. She's got a shotgun.
Do you have a shotgun? That would
Does
require you
have
to
a
get
shotgun.
much closer to this thing.
Yeah. Is there any cover near her?
Define cover, like near
Anything that would
near
provide
Sarah
cover.
Bell. I mean, there are carts. Y'all set up in a campground, so I figured y'all didn't have a bowl. I mean, I'm sure y'all set up near, like, I'll say there's a boulder. Like, you got a boulder there and some carts for
It's a
cover.
nice boulder.
Going
Sure.
for the boulder.
Make it the boulder. Okay,
yeah,
I'll say that's
and-
closer to the cart, so that is still in the same zone as Geist and the Kitty Cat Man, Mr. King.
And John's turn. He is going to produce stinky gas.
Right, that's part of your bonus action, I believe, is to command him to do stuff. So, con saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a magical effect?
you're gonna have to roll because it comes from a magical creature.
I would say so. I think it's part of your flesh crafting and stuff. Roll a d20 plus your intelligence.
D20. 16 plus 5, 21.
It does go off. It does, however, get a 21 on the save.
Minus a D8.
Minus the 8, that's fair. What, so... Okay, so 21 minus... Actually, before I reveal what I rolled, do you want to roll it or you want me to roll it?
You can roll it.
You
yeah.
already rolled it. Go for it.
Okay. I wanted to give you the choice because that only brings it down to a 16.
Unfortunately, my
5.
save is only 13.
It's
my
the next one it
proficiency
makes
is
anyways,
3.
so.
Yeah, you're 3. Yeah, your proficiency... Well, it should be plus your intelligence. I thought...
According to the stat block, it is proficiency plus 10.
It should be 8 plus your proficiency. Wait, what? Oh, for his... this is for his save. It doesn't use your spell save?
Nope. It says the cart wafts a stinking puff of noxious fumes. Each creature within 10 feet of your choice must succeed a DC 10 plus PB Constitution saving throw or be poisoned until the end of its next turn.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and overrule that and say that's really stupid. And say that it uses your spell save DC. So
okay.
So that'd be 11 plus your intelligence.
11 plus my intelligence is 16. So
16,
he would make it.
unfortunately, just meets it. That is really dumb. That is so shit design for an int-based class to be like, yeah, it's fucking 10, acting like the DC is based off of a 14 int.
I can't remember. The staff I have, does it affect my saving throw for necromantic stuff?
It affects your spells for the spell save DC for necromancy spells and gives you a +2 to spell attack for necromancy spells.
How would you characterize my magic? If it was to fall under a certain category.
It needs to fall under the spell school necromancy.
I mean, there's not technically a spell school of fleshcraft.
John, well, yeah, but John is a class feature. He is not a school of magic. So, good looking out though. Remember that. You want to make sure you remember that since it only modifies some things. Okay, ending Cerebell's turn. Can I actually get a round of perception checks from everybody?
Way off the table.
I see jack shit.
19.
19, very nice.
22.
22, also very nice.
Natural 1.
Ouch. Ouch. Those are bad. Yeah.
5.
Also 22.
22. And Bell?
Grounded.
What was Bell's?
13.
13. Well, thankfully the DC was 10. It was not hard.
Yeah.
So everybody but Sarah Bell and Alistair, you hear rumbling in the earth.
Damn it.
And my 222s, you do see mounds raising. They appear to be moving in the direction of, like, a couple seem to be coming from out past Callie and company moving in. A third is actually on the other side of the camp moving towards you guys as well. I'll say 22s, these appear to be on a trajectory towards the creature.
Oh. Okay. That's what I was going to ask, if it was coming just towards us in general or this thing.
Alistair's just loading a shotgun and flirting with Agatha. Darling, your eyes are beautiful tonight.
Serapho's just looking
right.
at Genevieve, making sure she's safe.
That does bring us to its turn, which I'm a bit stupid. I forgot it has a 10-foot reach, but that's fine. Yeah, it's gonna make Callie shut the fuck out of it. It's gonna make a couple claw attacks at you.
Counterspell.
Counterspell someone's action, not even just a
Both
single
20
attack.
plus.
Both.
Yeah, that'll hit.
I'll do.
15 slashing, followed by 16 slashing. So 15 and 16.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll a perception check for it as well. I suppose I might as well. It rolled natural 20. It sees them.
That mean it runs away fast.
How's Kylie looking? You can use the bloodied or bruised, bloodied, or downed kind of track.
I have 5 hit points.
Okay, so Callie looks bad. Okay. So Callie looks bad. Okay.
Damn, you ain't got to say it twice.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at stuff.
It was bad enough the first
He's
time.
rubbing it in, just rubbing it in.
That's it. Damn, you looking all
Yeah, I don't know if y'all
red.
heard. I don't know if y'all heard, but I hear that Callie looks bad.
Callie does look bad. Okay.
The
I mean,
third
that's
time.
because fucking once again, it doesn't have anybody grappled still, so it's just can't use the bonus action. Planning not always my strong suit, even when running encounters rather than one character. That ends its turn though. Why not? It just moves up on you two. So it's standing once again, looming over you. And it does seem almost put like it is art like hulking over you in that same of like it's trying to get you. And the gem. And almost like a defensive posture as it kind of looks up and sees the two like approaching like lines and just lets out another one of those screeches.
How far does it move?
I think it only has to move 5 feet to be on top of her.
Does it move out of the Echo's threatened area?
And John's.
Can John make attacks? I mean, technically yes on both of those.
He has
counts.
an actions.
Okay. If he's got an attack, he's got
Bells.
8
If he
points
can
of
grab,
non-magical slashing damage.
Yeah.
So, I'll ask you.
Sure. What's up?
If the gas puff is an action.
It is. It cannot. A melee attack is what you can do with a
he can
AOP.
grab. If John can grapple, you can grapple as an AOP.
Man, it would be nice if they listed if he has any actions, but they did not on that one. So we're gonna go with
got
he
arms,
doesn't
don't
have
he?
any.
I would
We're
be
gonna
happy
go
to
with the-
rule that John can grapple. That there seems to be a lot of oversight for your class feature. But
I
he
will
can certainly
verify,
try.
but we'll go with that. He can grab for now.
He
Okay.
can certainly try.
I'm sure John's strength is better than this thing. Oh, especially with a 5 on the dice.
It has to be to 17.
At-
It
at
rolled
some-
low.
7.
At some point during this campaign, I need John to just take his wills and like give someone the symbol bunk.
That's pretty good.
What about
Yeah, that
Bell?
would be a cool attack.
Belle? You are farther. You're on the other side of Callie. You got thrown 40 feet, and she teleported 30 feet towards you.
Okay.
So it's moving closer
one.
to you, actually, not
It would've
farther
been
away.
The one time I would have rolled really well, it was going to be helpful.
Okay. Yeah. So it has moved. Caught.
And this creature is all rock.
Not all rock. It is sections of like this. It appears to be almost like a stretched out person, but with
And it-
sections of it that appear to be either covered or made of stone.
So the back of them kneecaps then. Fleshy?
Probably not. Sure.
All right.
What are
We're-
you asking?
I would like to destroy one of those with 3 bullets and a cat claw. If this thing is shrieking at earth elementals that are coming for him, well then let's chum this place up a little bit for a feeding frenzy.
Okay.
I don't know what the hierarchy of this weird thing and the elementals are. They seem to be out for blood.
I will remind you that you guys only encountered a single elemental on your entire trip, and it looked like it had been previously damaged by something
Sure.
with claws. Okay.
Sure.
All right. Roll those attacks.
First one is a 19 and 16 for 24 total.
Fantastic.
Second one, you said it has to be to 17?
No.
Oh.
17 was its strength check. to
Oh,
not
I'm
get
sorry.
that
Well,
one.
does 17 hit?
17 total does not hit with the called shot. No.
Okay.
Skimming right past it. Callie,
And
the
then-
bullet goes flying past your face.
The third shot is well over 20.
Well, definitely hits.
And then the claw is dirty 20, you said does hit?
Dirty 20 does hit, yeah.
Okay.
Just hits.
What
just hits.
what did I say?
Yeah, two bullets hit and
A
a
17
claw.
is actually a 21. I forgot I was blessed the whole time.
Oh yeah, no, that does make it hit then.
Yeah. I should have been rolling d4s for all of those. Okay.
Those are important.
First attack is 17. Second attack is a measly 8.
17,
There-
8.
Third attack is another 17. And then the claw is 6.
6. Okay. That does, so what we said. Does
Is it all
up?
in the back of this creature's
Yeah,
kneecap?
just bang, 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 just all that, and then the kitty cat fucking kung fu claw kick coming up as its leg does, like as you've mangled the entirety of that joint as it does kind of slump down to one side. Its movement speed is halved currently,
Hell yeah.
which that is an annoying number for stuff, but that's fine. All right.
You got a 35 movement speed.
It moved 25 feet with a legendary, so
God damn.
this thing is fast.
Clearly.
All righty. Anything else for you, Clyde? You see these earth elementals quickly closing in. You got the two coming from that side that are going to be pulling up on this thing and a couple of your friends, and another that is going to have to either traverse under or through your campsite.
Well, there ain't any trees around for me to scurry up, right?
High low.
Always high.
Okay. Yes, there is. The 98 on the die. There's a small continent of trees.
I'll
Short
say
distance
over.
away.
I'll say over to Rita. Rita, get in these trees. just
And
fucking
looks
scurry.
at the. Okay. All right.
Up
She
into the
sees
tree.
a lot of hostiles incoming. It's not looking good. Okay, is that it for your turn?
That's it for my turn.
Okay. Legendary action is gonna grab Callie or try to grab Callie.
Uh-oh.
Make either an opposed athletics or acrobatics check for me.
Counterspell.
Okay.
So much for that
Okay,
bounty,
okay.
huh?
It's having a harder time rolling. The number to beat is 19.
21!
Hey, let's go.
As it does go to swiping. We're just out of curiosity. We're using acrobatics or athletics.
It's an athletics check.
Athletics. As it does come reaching down, and you are able. It lurches a little bit with its ruined knee currently, and is slightly off, and you're able to shove its arm out of the hand out of the way. It doesn't move away from you. I'm not gonna say that it has to move if it didn't actually get a hold of you, but that it does not get you. That does bring us to your turn.
Okay. I am going to face step 30 feet away.
Roll that d20 plus your charisma mod.
Yes. Ooh. 18 plus 4 is 22.
Yeah, that definitely makes it. Once
Beautiful.
again, it not able to be sucked in by the gem in its chest.
Yep, and it takes 3 points of fire damage from that. And then I'm going to use my full movement to sprint an additional 30 feet, so I'm 60 feet away from everybody.
You just kind of run. I assume you're not putting yourself on a crash course with the elementals.
No, I don't want to do a crash course with the elementals. I just I need to get far enough away, at least to like, I don't want anybody near me. I use my action to give myself 20 points of lay on hands because I was so very, very hurt. And then I have a question for you that I know I've already done my action, my bonus action, and my movement.
Mm-hmm.
But is there, I don't know if it's an Arcana check or if it's some sort of check. This thing really wants this gem.
Correct.
Does it occur to Callie that if she destroys this gem, thing?
We froze up for a second. What'd you just say again? Sorry.
I'm trying to decide whether or not Callie's going to do the rash thing and straight up smash this gem into a million pieces, to prevent it from getting this gem, even if it means I can't give it to Sinclair. We are in, at least, like, I have 2 spell slots, like, and if the only thing that's hurting it at all is my radiant damage, this is all internal processing for Callie that she's like, we're fucked. Like, I have to deny it what it wants. And if that means destroying it, then I'm going to destroy it. So is there a check that I can either confirm or
roll an Arcana check for me?
Okay.
I'd say you roll this with advantage because, like, with your upbringing within the consortium.
Okay. A 19.
A 19. I would say the thought occurs to you of maybe I can just destroy that and that will like remove its motivation to chase after us. But then remembering that, well, this isn't just a regular gem. This is a heavily enchanted magical gem. You doubt that it would be that easy to destroy. There,
even with my radiant damage,
yes,
if I use
magical items are, especially as the more powerful the magic item, basically the harder it is to like break, especially through mundane means.
Okay.
Like maybe, but you know it would be a gamble to use like the last 2. Like you don't know if 2 level 1 spell slots is going to be enough juice.
For sure. No, that's why this is like, Callie's feeling pretty tapped out of resources. So, okay. That will be the end of my. Actually, I'm going to shout out as loud as I can of, yo, I don't think that any of your weaponry is doing much. My Hole of Magic, I think, is the only thing that's doing permanent damage. We have to come up with a different strategy. And I'll end my turn.
Well, if you're the only one doing damage to it, hop on over here and do some damage to it. What you doing way over there?
Mr. Dotree, I do appreciate your sense of humor. I'm feeling right hurt about now. As you see her like trying to get herself hyped up again.
Perhaps now would be a time to make a stylish exit.
So, ending Callie's turn, bringing us to initiative count 20, the elementals arrive. 2 of them pulling up. I guess I should probably roll their initiative, huh? Since I guess y'all just wanted them to go. They could just go on initiative 20. I decided that's when they were going to arrive, but that's really shit. But you know what? That gives you guys plenty of decision making time. Their initiative is 1. Unnatural.
What can you do?
Yep. So, as they go well and truly last, they come bursting up out of the ground. One, not quite in the middle of the camp. It is a little. I'll just say it's about 15 feet away from Geist and Clyde, or not 15. Clyde is up a tree right now, actually. So it's about 15 feet away from Clyde. There's an earth elemental comes bursting up out of the camp. Some of your bedrolls and stuff in the fire kind of go flying apart. The other 2 come bursting up out of the ground right near you, Belle, and the creature, kind of roaring in their earth elemental roar. Not a Wilhelm screech. I don't know what the earth elementals would be to differentiate them. So that brings us to Belle. Belle, there's now a big pissed off fiend and 2 earth elementals, all of whom seem upset. I will say, while it does appear that they are heading towards the fiend, it does not seem to be necessarily single-minded. Like, they are aware of your presence. They seem to have been drawn, but are just hostile, period. I will give that for free. These things don't seem like that they are bull rushing this thing at the ignorance of everything. They were drawn by it.
Is Gus on his feet?
Sure. Don't see why not. Okay. He's a good boy.
Okay,
he's not a cat, but he's a good dog. So when he got dropped.
So I'm gonna give him the hand signal for come, and we're gonna 30 feet and dash and another 30 feet.
Okay. Question. Let's see. Okay, our elementals do have a reach of 10 feet. You are not in range of the fiend, because you were 10 feet away from Callie, so you were just outside of the fiend's range. So you will take an AOP from this thing unless you use the disengage action from the elemental. It's up to you.
Then I can only get 30 feet. Well, yeah, let me disengage and run 30
so you don't
feet.
get smacked. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fucking duck up under this thing, as big, like, lumbering arms, and haul 30 feet away. Gus comes running up to you.
I've got nothing. I'm not super. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to be in the dark.
Cool.
That's all I've got for now. I don't.
One of my monitors just freaked out. It's the one with all of the stuff I have for my creatures on. Oh, fuck. Okay, so you just
paste it in chat. That's fine.
Okay. And is that it for your turn, Bo? Any bonus action you want to take? Or no, you bonus action to command, Gus. So.
Yeah. So, nope, we are
gone out of there. All right. This actually can't affect you guys anymore, but it's still gonna use its little soul suck. I don't think it is possible for the elementals to succeed on this, but they can certainly try. Yeah, they fail.
I see how it is. Ian brought in elementals so that he could life drain them. Yep, that's how this is. I see you. I see you.
Shit. Earth elementals have a 20 con, guys. That's pretty good. See, its legs starting to reform under it, still weak, so it looks like it's still hampered at this juncture from the shots from Clyde. It's legendary. That brings us to Geist. There's an elemental that has just appeared about 15 feet to your left and behind you, as you are facing towards the creature. Like, it's about 15 feet that way.
So I am between it and the creature.
Yeah, or it's kind of like, it could probably go around you, but it has popped up and it is hostile up out of the ground. Like I said,
right, I figured like if
fire
I was
kind of
sufficiently out of the way, but I'm not.
you doing?
I am unsure. It is hard without a battle map.
This is you're about 50 feet away from the monster. You have an earth elemental about 15 feet behind you.
They'll use her off-turn word to shout in Infernal, run.
I will reiterate, it looks like the only damage that is sticking to this thing so far is the radiant damage. I will give the insight to Geist from having been an assassin and probably run into like trying to kill magical things. And the like, you think maybe you guys could wear it down eventually, but the question is, would it kill you guys first?
I mean, we can't outrun it. That's for fucking sure.
It is currently hampered by it got its knee shot to fuck.
Is
That
there
wasn't like a one-round slowdown?
Do what?
That wasn't like a one-round slowdown?
Its leg is still currently not healed. He almost obliterated its kneecap. That like even with resistance, it's one area and he hit every single attack on it.
Next round, we're taking it as a trophy and running.
Its leg is like attached still, but it's by like sinew and things. It is trying to heal, but it is still appears to be, I'm not crippled, I suppose. It is still like as a mechanical term.
Based on how much tissue is left, and based on the fact that Geist has seen what kind of damage he's done to this thing a couple times, does he think if he hit it again that he could fully remove the leg?
You think you could probably fully remove it? Sure.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
We'll run next round. I'm gonna be shooting with my no move advantage because I don't see us escaping this if that thing slurps its leg back on.
Slurps his leg back. Oh, I don't like that.
Is there a noticeable damage between Geist's attacks and
No.
the other non-magical attacks? Okay.
It does not seem to be making a difference.
$25.
25 hits.
Hell yeah.
And was that it? Was that a straight roll?
Yes.
Okay.
It does not have any hostiles nearby, though, does it?
Not. You have no friendlies. None of your friends are nearby. Does it have to be your allies, or does it just have to be things?
I actually don't know. I'm double checking.
Well,
it has to have another enemy within.
Within what distance? Does it just have to be threatened, or?
It says within 5 feet.
They have a 10-foot reach, so they are not within 5 feet of it.
Night Echo moved up to slash.
Oh, that's right. The Echo. I guess
Does the Echo count as an enemy?
The Echo can make AOPs, which I think is usually the differentiation made. It's why people go, well, the what is it called? Spiritual weapon doesn't count because it can't take advantage of distractions and stuff. So I would say yes, sure.
Yeah.
Echoes within 5
Take his fucking knee off. Let's go. Bullets beat magic. Fuck you.
It is a magic bullet though.
Shut the fuck up.
Not the blender, but the bullet itself is magical.
40 points of damage.
Sweet Jesus. Okay, even reduced, it does fully like the sinews and stuff that were starting to like pop back together, and it looks like almost like in real time that stalactites are forming like inside of the leg and moving to connect the leg back together, but shattering through those as it was starting to get itself back, get some support back into that. It's like it just does fall, completely collapse over to the side. You would assume that this is a screech of pain. They all sound very similar. I
should fucking hope so.
You can hear in it through your detect thoughts that there are a few of the voices. There are a few of those overlapping voices that do seem to be like hurt, pain, like, but still drowned out by the screeches and of desire and need. All right.
Wonderful.
Just
Anything
kind
else
of
for your turn, guys.
Druggy.
What?
Rax the bolt.
Now we can run.
What?
Fuck.
What was that?
He said Jumanji.
For whatever reason, that filter makes you much quieter. Yeah.
You said,
like your volume
and now
is-
we can run.
That's
and
what I
now
thought
we
you
can
said.
run. All infernal. So none of the rest of you none of the rest of you heard her go, run, and then now we can run. Y'all just hear infernal noises. I don't know if y'all
They're
decide what it
basically screeching at each other in some eldritch language.
it sounds bad. All right, and you can't move on your turn here, can you guys?
No, that's
All
why
right.
it's like, and now we can run.
Ending Guy's turn. Alistair.
All right. What is the closest thing to the fiend itself? Is it the earth elementals now?
Yes, it is now the Earth Elemental.
Okay. In a hope that this works, I am going to try a new spell. I'm going to try to get it to where it doesn't chase the jewel, at least for right now.
You can certainly try.
In the meantime, I will be hopping up onto my cart, getting ready to leave. But as I do, I'm gonna one bonus action, give it a D8 of Despiration, of Unspiration, and then I am going to cast Enemies Abound on it. The important part here is it immune to fear? Is it immune to being frightened?
I think I gave it an immunity. I believe it just has resistance to all magical effects.
Okay, so no.
It's
All
a
right.
fear effect. Yeah, it's not immune outright.
All right, cool. So it does have to make the save. Then it's gonna be an intelligence saving throw. I'll roll the D8 this
Oh,
time.
shit. Hell yeah.
Jones said, I don't trust you anymore.
No, it's not that. It's only a 2. It's only a -2 from the save,
Okay, but it's an int save.
but it is an intelligence saving throw.
This thing is majority physical stat.
No, it just gets a +10 for all of its stats.
I could do that. Yeah, no. With an 11 on its higher D20, even like it can't make a 9. What does it need? A 15 or a 16?
16.
Yeah, it can't. It cannot. So it does fail.
Cool.
What are the effects of enemies abound?
Awesome. So I have this connection with it, and I'm just gonna put like I'm telling rumors at a party or something. Alistair's just gonna put his hand over his mouth, and he's gonna start whispering, "They're after you. Go after them instead," and things like that. And it gets to make the save again if it takes damage, ending the effect on a success. However, whenever the affected creature chooses another creature as a target, it must choose the target at random among the creatures it can see.
Okay.
So it
Very nice.
should not be able to target her until like it takes some damage or something, and
Right.
specifically.
For sure. All right.
Hell yeah.
Does that end your turn?
Yeah. No. I'm
Are you gonna move?
I'm getting on the I'm getting on my carriage, and I'm getting out of there as much as you'll let me move.
Sure. I will say you begin to get your cart.
I see y'all on
Schmoon
the
and
road.
Ooh.
All the elementals are like, wagons! We hate wagons!
Ah, angry. I forgot. I haven't been rolling anything for Granger.
Oh, should it be healing even more, or is he trying to escape?
Both. He's in the back of John, who is now right near this thing.
Yeah, I forgot. That's why I kept the card away. But
He failed. So. Yeah, that's fun. I'm trying to decide whether he's like. We'll kind of figure that out as we go. Ending Alice's turn. It will then immediately use a legendary action to swipe at one of the elementals.
Also, just as a thing, I don't know if it matters. If an enemy provokes an AOP, it has to take it.
Gotcha. A nasty dash, like chunks of stone coming out of one of the elementals immediately in front. As it does seem to face these new hostiles. Rita, see it was your turn when you told her to get in a tree, so she is still by the cart. And seeing Alistair, you know what? Rita's a necromancer. She might speak Infernal. She's a wizard. She's smart. Let me roll percentiles to see if she's been able to understand what
She
she's
went
been
to
saying.
school. That's more than Clyde
She
ever
rolled a
did.
94. She speaks Infernal.
Hell
Holy
yeah.
shit.
In fact, she speaks all of the languages.
She speaks hella languages. She took feats for more languages so that she could read more books.
Hey, linguist
That's
is
cool.
dope. Do not fucking talk shit on linguists.
She turns and looks up at you, Clyde. Clyde, I believe your friends are going to leave. We should leave as well. Get out of the tree. It is like waving at you with the hunting rifle.
As Alistair's tipping his hat to y'all as he leaves.
Yeah, Alistair's
100%.
starting to move.
I think they're leaving. Yep.
Fucking Geist just said, now we can leave. Fucking Belle is running. I mean, you know what? Reminder that you'll have multiple carts full of your charge is plus John. So I believe we said that you'll have 3 plus John, correct? And that's holding loot, and then John is holding your prisoner.
Correct.
Fantastic. Rita is schmoving to a cart and is starting to get them moving. So they're getting the horses going. Ending her turn, Sarabelle.
Sarabelle, bonus action, is going to do a recall whistle on John, and he's gonna, let me double check his stat block. Yeah, he's gonna risk it. He's not gonna disengage. He's just gonna.
Not gonna disengage. Okay, well, because I have remembered that Granger is in John,
Mm-hmm.
there's gonna be a 50-50 chance whether it goes for Granger or it goes for John. All right.
Question:
What's up?
Granger is forcibly being moved out
That's
of
true.
the spot.
That's true.
Forced movement don't provoke AOPs.
It's one of those things where I'm like, rules is intended. I see why that's said, considering shoves and things. But this feels like one of those where I'm like, he's tied up.
And not just tied up, but straight up we have gagged him, and I don't think we removed
He's
strap.
completely, he is completely helpless.
I mean, given the choice, IRL, wouldn't you slap John?
I don't think I would, but I'm also not a like fucking Wendigo-ish hellbeast. Like,
But you're cowboy god.
I'm Cowboy God, correct? Which is why I'm
Are you
even
not?
asking the question, because knowing how this thing operates is the only reason it would go for Granger at all. We'll say we'll stick with the rules as written for now. Say that it cannot. So it is gonna. But is it just gonna claw John, or is it gonna try to grab John? No, it's just gonna claw him. I'm not gonna get all into the weeds of that. It botches, so John goes to run and just swipes up through air. Its claws trimming John's fingernails, but nothing more.
Then he is going to take the dash action. So he should be able to come pick up Sarabelle, and
And it stops a little bit. Sarabelle goes, Huh! And then John keeps scuttling.
Sarabelle would motion for Genevieve. I know she's not in the initiative order.
Genevieve has stayed kind of near you. She would run over and jump up. She looks excited.
Yeah, that would be the only sticking point of like, well, we can't take that extra 40 feet of movement, but yeah.
I basically didn't roll her into initiative because she wasn't going to do anything. So.
And then let's see what. Is it an action to board John?
To do what?
To board John.
Costs 15 feet of movement.
Okay.
Or half your movement, or whatever the fuck the rules are. It's the same as standing up. The more movement speed you have, the harder it is to stand up. You know, the harder it is to get on stuff. Very weird. Weird times.
I think it's. Go ahead, sorry.
No, I think that's it.
So John's scuttling away as well. So that is we have currently 2 carts and John accounted for. That brings us to the elementals. The 2 in front of the creature are that the rest of you have all fucked off, so they are going to square up with it. So I'm just going to kind of hit, miss. Okay, they start wailing on this dude and bonking on it. Seemingly same as your guns, they don't seem to be making as much of an impact as they do when they hit you, but they definitely have its attention, especially due to Alistair's spell. Okay. Fantastic. The other one is going to try to hit you guys, as you are the living thing nearby.
Saw that one coming.
It comes lumbering up to you. Fuck. It's a 27 to hit on the first one.
Fuck!
And a natural 20 on this.
Oh no! Uh-oh!
Crit you 2 sessions in a row.
I hate it here.
Good day, sir.
Well, I blew its leg off for you guys. Have fun.
12 points of bludgeoning damage on the first.
That's not so bad.
There goes that healing.
Yep.
It didn't roll great on its crit.
Which is it?
19 points of bludgeoning damage on the crit.
What did you say the first one was?
12. Its damage didn't roll great.
You got any armor?
Yes. You
Minus
said it was
2 or
19
minus
plus 12?
19 plus 12. So 31 points of damage.
Minus your AC twice. Or your DR twice.
Your armor bonus.
After DR, it dealt 27 damage. I had 27 hit points.
Fucking smacks him once, goes reeling, uppercuts with the other arm, just catches him full on in the chest, throws him like 10 feet through the air. Guy tumbles on to the ground, rolling, unconscious. Ow! That brings us to the Fiend's turn. Oh, and it gets to remake the save when it takes damage, right?
Yeah, when it takes damage.
It's still under the effect. Fucking rolled single digits on 4d20s. The advantage on magical effects. Rolled like fucking hot garbage 4 times.
Now you know how it feels to be me.
I know how it feels to be me. Usually I only roll this bad as a player. As a DM, I roll way better, and yet here I am.
Oh, we know.
Okay. It's still under the effects of the spell, so it is going to keep trying to murderate that guy, getting 2 more claw attacks on it, continuing to tear it up pretty bad with each hit. So it is not like two-shotting these things, but you see it is quickly working through the elemental that has taken 3 hits so far. He's just gouging out chunks of stone with each swipe of its claws. Clyde, that brings us to you, my man.
All right. So this kneecap, the shin is completely off.
It does appear to be off on the ground at the moment. It is like it's still near its leg, but it is
Okay. I would like to jump out of the tree as a bonus action, swap places with my Echo, pick up that leg, and start running.
Okay, so you're gonna provoke an AOP.
Yeah.
Okay. You are a little cat man. It is going to try and grab you.
It already took.
Didn't it already take an AOP?
It just had its turn.
Oh fuck! It did.
No.
Damn it.
You could grab it and then use your
I will
to
action
disengage.
surge disengage,
Okay. Preventing it.
and I will also use my Tabaxi super speed.
I didn't think about how much this thing's leg weighed from the knee down at inception. So it's heavy. But I mean, probably not heavy enough to impede your movement. I
Yeah.
guess this leg is probably as tall as you are, but I mean, like,
Just like running down the road with like a particularly large chunk of firewood, just like
what does using your Tabaxi super speed? What's that put your speed at?
It takes my normal movement speed to 60 for the entire turn,
60.
which I will then move and then use my other action of action surge to move for 120
Right.
feet.
So you moved 120 feet, but you disengaged with one of your actions.
Right.
With
for the
with 120 feet, you were able to get back to the cart that Rita is in. She
And
looks over, kind of, but you climb. I assume that's where you were going anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, climbing up into the cart with your wife and a leg.
Yeah.
Sure.
I figure this thing would heal if we just leave it there. So if it's crippled, then it'll definitely have to deal with all these elementals before it almost assuredly comes to try and kill us, at least to get its leg back. But we'll be
Okay.
prepared this next time.
Okay.
We can set a trap. Yeah.
So ending, it's gonna go ahead and take a legendary to smack again. Hits. Big smack on this thing. That elemental, you guys figure that first elemental might not make it another 6 seconds.
Oh. Now I'm super glad we took the knee with us.
It's hold on, let me how much HP do they have? Yeah, this thing looks like as weird as it is, this first elemental looks bloodied after 4 claws from this thing.
That's saying a lot with how much blood elementals have.
Yeah. It looks. Elementals don't get bloodied; they get chunked. It is chunked. Callie, that brings us to your turn.
Yes.
I don't know
okay.
why, but I don't like that.
A little chunky elemental.
All right, so bear with me.
Perhaps.
In terms of positioning, I know that I went 60 feet away, but I think I'm still 30 feet from the edge of our campsite. Maybe I'm thinking
Give or
math.
take. Yeah.
Okay.
We're not having to do exact math. Most of the distance was important for the monster's sake.
Right. Okay.
So just tell me where you're wanting to go. I will just say yes.
So what I would like to do is use my last phase step to get myself towards where the professor is. I still have my actual movement
Yeah,
speed.
I'll say easily between the blink and your movement you could get to him. I'd say with weird triangulation you're able to get to him with 10 feet of your movement plus the phase step. So you have 20 feet of movement left. Next the doc, especially because he got knocked away when it fucking crit uppercut him into unconsciousness.
Okay. Okay. So there's that piece that I'd like to do. So I face step and set a little bit of the desert floor on fire because 3 feet or 3 points of fire damage.
As much distractions as possible.
Yeah.
Fire!
And then remind me from so this gym does a lot of things.
Correct. I was in the midst of typing of putting it for you when I got sidetracked. I was putting it in the chat. This gem, when attuned, a creature does not require food or water. You require half the amount of normal time that you normally would for both a long and short rest. You do not need to sleep. I say you do not need to sleep. Effectively, that time spent downtime, if you don't already require sleep, you don't require sleep if you're attuned to the item. When you are below half HP, you regain proficiency bonus HP at the beginning of your turn, as well as you automatically stabilize when you go unconscious. But that is for an attuned creature.
Right. I couldn't remember if there was anything about spell slots in there.
It is not that you've been made aware of.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so we need to get the fuck out of here. So I have 5 points of lay on hands. So I think that Callie just like takes the professor by like the shirt collar and like lays like a kiss right on him and goes, "You can't fucking die yet!" and
rage healing. That's how barbarians heal as well. Like, so you get 5 HP.
Just like lay it on him, and then run the remaining 20 feet to my horse while I'm shouting to the professor of like, "Professor, grab what you need and get the fuck on the back of my horse. We are leaving."
Still on his back. Yup. Five HP didn't do much to cure his wounds. That was basically like.
That's all I have. That's
I know. It's just like
all of
that's
my.
all you're getting.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, he's still fucked up.
All right. That's it for your turn? As you run, you get on your horse, you mount up. Miss Bell, what are you doing? You have distanced yourself from the creature and the 2 elementals that are now beating the fuck out of each other. You see 2 carts beginning to pull away from the camp. You see Genevieve and Sarah Bell on John also beginning, like, on a trajectory, starting to leave the camp. Callie is just mounted up. The professor is now conscious. What you doing?
Am I close?
I could not hear a word you just said.
Can you hear me now?
Much better,
Can you hear me now?
almost immediately.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, all right. Well, I'm just going to assume, like, all the times that I said stuff and nobody commented that I was really
Probably,
actually very clever
yeah.
and y'all just couldn't hear me. It wasn't that my stuff wasn't funny. No, okay. So am I close to the carts? Either of the 2 remaining carts?
Easily within your movement to get to the carts, I would say.
Okay. Yeah. So Gus and I are going to hop in a cart.
Okay, going for the last cart with loot, with y'all's bounty.
Yep. And is it, as we leave and head for a way, will that take us past Geist without going like back in range of the elementals?
High or low?
Always high.
Just barely. You think that you can scoot near Geist without coming within swinging range of the elemental that is in the camp, or that had
Okay.
like erupted into the campsite.
Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go on the outside, and I'm gonna use thaumaturgy to to make the campfire like flare up really high. So hopefully that'll be distracting away from us, like on the outside edges.
Okay.
Just
Are
like
you
all
now?
the
I would like to
forest
clarify.
fires.
Do you want to use your action to try to distract them, or do you want to use your action to try to haul Geist into the cart?
I can't do both, can I?
Because otherwise you would have to park. Like, you would have to slow down next to him.
Oh.
If you wanted him to be really
So are
nearby.
you standing?
He is prone.
Also,
He
don't
was brought
forget,
back to
I still have to
consciousness.
get my cart.
Y'all have like I said,
No,
y'all have
This is
three.
one cart
this is one.
situation, sir.
Y'all-
I've got
y'all
your
have
cart.
Three
I got your cart.
non-John carts plus John. So 3 carts are being piloted right now.
Okay,
So
so
I got
they
your
are okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Miss
Okay.
Bell has your card.
That was the important thing while we're still in initiative. I wanted to make sure all carts were, if all carts were being acquired or not.
Okay, well,
So-
never mind. Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So that's a no then. So we have.
You have 3
Do-
carts.
Are
Rita
they?
is driving. You and Rita are in one. Alistair and Agatha are in one, and then Belle just acquired the last one.
Okay.
And then John is being ridden by Genevieve. Piloted, ridden, same. Like, if it's a construct, it's a little. It's touch and go territory.
Okay. Okay. Well, I guess I'll just have to hope I'm stealthy. And
You can always try to
Stop.
kind of pull in a way that you'll be in Geist's path
Oh,
without
yeah,
being
'cause I got-
parked. Like, stop.
'cause I got
too
animal
close.
handling, right? So I can kind of
Sure.
like.
You're Tokyo drifting the
Yeah.
cart.
Oh, that's the best visual. Yeah. So we're gonna
Oh,
Tokyo
God.
drift, and Belle's gonna kind of like lean over. She's gonna hook her top foot around like the bar that holds up the seat, and she's gonna like lean over and chaw and try to like, she's gonna yell at Geist like a couple of, as she approaches, hold up your arms, and try to like grab his arms.
Roll an athletics check for me, and then Geist roll a dexterity saving throw.
Good at these.
Oh, but I'm so sorry. That was a nat 1.
Roll it with advantage. Gus is assisting you.
Okay, there we go.
You've got Gus. You're not quite gonna reach, and Gus like lunges out, and you get a hold of him by the collar. He is reaching forward to get a hold of Geist.
Because it's a wolf trying to help me out. It wasn't a lot better. That was an 8.
It's still your bonus, but you got
okay.
advantage.
Oh, okay. So, okay, so that makes it a 10.
10. Okay, what was the
Not
dex save for
fabulous.
Geist?
30-20.
Dirty 20. With it being a 10, there's no negatives applied to, but there were never negatives and no bonuses applied to your dexterity saving throw. It hurts a little bit as you are reaching up and there's a dog that has a hold of your hand, but that is quickly alleviated by you get hauled in a little bit into range, and Belle has grabbed you and is hauling you into the cart.
Ah! Fuck!
Teeths in the arm. It is painful. Those 5 HP probably aren't gonna last very long if you just get dragged around. So, as Geist is retrieved, I take that to mean you guys are going to depart this battlefield.
As quickly as you will allow, sir.
Okay. As you guys ride into the night.
I want to be specific of like I'm gonna grab also Miss Bell's horse because
Kind of ride around and get a hold of them. Horses are much faster than elementals, so I will say if you need to like prance around this one that's in the camp nearby a little bit, that would be perfectly feasible because elementals only have 30-foot movement speed. So.
And I'm sorry. One last thing is that Belle will call out to Callie, ride as fast as you can, dear.
Riding out this creature. I mean, it does eventually succeed on that int save, but by that point it is like these elementals are like it has to fight them, and it is just, you see it ripping chunks of stone out of these things as you guys ride off, what remains of the fire having been scattered by that earth elemental's arrival. Sounds of stone on stone and this inhuman screeching fading behind you as you go tearing off into the night. That's where we'll go ahead and take our break since it's 8:55. That works out pretty well. So we are going to take a quick bite. I'm going to refresh our beverages because I really need more things to drink. I ran out in about 10 minutes. And all that fun stuff. My mouth is very dry. So we'll be right back. I recommend you do the same, but leave your screen, leave your URL right here. It's a stick up. But we'll be back here shortly. Bye for now.
See you soon.
We'll be back. We'll be back.
We'll be back.
We'll return. Hello. Welcome back to us here. We are joining us here. Hard Knock Dice, that is us, for the second half of this Whispers in the Dust session, which is what we are playing right now. Glad we got that across. But we are going to get back into the second half of this session. If you missed the first half, our party were in peril. A fiendish, long-limbed, tall as hell, stone-parceled creature had arrived in their camp in the middle of the night and had started attacking them. Viciously, one might say.
Give me a gentle massage.
A gentle massage. Attacking Mr. Geist before soon thereafter zoning in on its target of Callie, who carried the gem it sought. Through teamwork making the dream work and a little bit of aerial acrobatics on some people's part, they were able to blow one of its legs off at the knee, do heaps of damage, as I was just talking about during the break, to it, and to leave it to the ministrations of a few earth elementals that showed up late in the game, seemingly drawn by either this thing's fiendish presence and or the number of gems the party currently is carrying, because that number is a fuckload, if you wanted to know. Geist being fucking... I'm being punched out. I was trying to think of a way to make a punch out joke, but it wasn't finding it. That would have been awesome. The only person to actually go down in this encounter, and it was to the fucking Rock'em Sock'em elemental, but being retrieved after some emergency kiss first aid, and the last 5 points of some lay on hands, our party escape the ruins of their camp to the sounds of metal screeching through metal as this fiend began to take apart the earth elementals that were accosting, as they could see chunks of stone flying away from their bodies with each swipe of this thing's claws, even fighting from the ground as Clyde stole its leg that they shot off. He grabbed it and ran.
You don't want them getting those things back.
Probably not. That's fair. He's just gonna crawl really fast at you now. He's gonna adapt. How bad will it feel to get murdered by a pogo stick demon? Like, it's gonna have a stomp attack now. That's gonna go crazy.
The result is the same.
It's about to be a legless demon real quick.
Then it'll just fucking body. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Anyway.
I was gonna say,
that's where
we've doubled the things that it wants from us at this point.
Now it is like, give me back my leg. Return the leg. Anyway, we ended that first half of the session, went on our break as our party, rode into the night on a mixture of horses and carts, not having lost any of their booty, at least as of yet. And that's where we're going to rejoin you guys as the sounds, I would say fade. They don't fade away entirely, but the sounds of this screeching of this creature and the roar, like grumbling roars of the rock elementals as they do battle, grow slowly more distant, but do not fade entirely from your hearing. And I need a game plan from you guys. Y'all are riding.
First, Geist is getting 2 casts of cure wounds.
And if we were
Form
going
back
to
up.
start if we're going to start a short rest, Alistair will whip out the old violin and give
But-
us. Yeah.
Short rest would require you guys to stop.
Okay, we can't ride and rest on the carts and stuff.
Some are. I said it's a little too much of an active. I think you
Yep.
do have to be too much of an active participant
That's fair.
with the driving and riding of various horses. So that's why I'm saying is there
Yeah.
what the game plan is for you guys. Yes, sir.
Just FYI, as we were riding away, probably with minimal accuracy, but guys just
Popping shots
like-
back towards that combat. I will say every time that thing took damage, it was. Well, I guess I'd already said it. It eventually the magic wore off anyway, and it was just stuck in a melee that it couldn't really opt out of. So you're firing.
Yeah, just like whatever will slow it down the most.
Bang!
He's
Every now
probably
and
bouncing all over the place, because he's like laying out the cart with most of his insides on the outside. So
It was. I think they're probably mostly inside. You mostly got hit with bonk. They may be flatter than they should be, but they're in their general correct location.
okay, I'm not gonna say no to having my
Your
guts where they're
liver may
supposed to be.
now be like located like in between your lungs, but I mean,
Safe storage.
it's not out of your body. It's in there. It got shuffled around,
But
relocated.
to quote a great philosopher, that kills people, Carl.
Not you, obviously, with your 5 hit points.
Hey, he's got 23 now.
Oh, my bad. Your 23 hit points
Nice.
as y'all reformed into a bit of like a flotilla situation, and
A
you
flotilla.
start getting healed. I'm also gonna say, 'cause I would say I'm gonna roll back that ruling a little bit. I would say that you could take a short rest if you guys slowed down significantly. If you intend to move at a quick pace, you would not be able to ride and take a short rest at the same time. Is how I will rule that.
What did this thing's face look like?
It like similar to the rest of it. It looked like it had a humanoid face at one point, but its features were stretched. There were bits of stone incorporated into parts of its face. Its eyes were these like sunken pits with the eyeballs themselves appearing only as this orangish red kind of glow within. Had a mouthful of a mixture of human teeth and like stone spikes that seemed to jut out from where teeth used to be, in some cases splitting a tooth down the middle.
Callie would speak up as if people are if we're discussing like slowing down or not, and I would go, y'all, I know that we are hurt and low of resources, but unless we are actually fully stopping for full rest, I do not think we should be slowing down for a while.
Do we want to
And
ride through the
how-
night then?
How far are we
believe the
from
more
Crystal
distance-
Grit?
We are like 4 or 5
Days.
days
Y'all
from.
4 days of
Yeah.
y'all. When y'all left Picton, traveling at like a reasonable pace without like pushing yourselves overly hard would have been 7 days of travel. Since you are now loaded down with multiple carts full of loot. So, but
Still got,
those
what,
are
5?
yeah. So those are regular days of travel. Y'all are about 5 regular days of travel away.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of us to take shifts, sleeping in the back of carts, and others driving. If we really wanted to push without stopping.
And what about the horses?
Horses follow if you put a rope on them.
Okay.
They
Right.
need to rest
5
at some
days.
point.
They do need to rest.
Yeah. Well, you can water them.
I'm hardly a. I have just mind blanked on the word for someone who takes care of horses. Jesus
Equestrian.
Christ.
Or equestrian is a horse, isn't it?
Anyway, I hardly care for animals, but I think they need sleep.
An equestrian is
They
somebody who
do.
rides a horse.
They do need rest as well as food and water.
Well, there ain't no liveries between here and there, so we can have them rest up every now and then, take a little bit of a nap. But if we're trying to keep ahead of this thing, then there ain't too many options we're spoiled for. Unless y'all know a place in the terrain we can try to ambush it, set a trap, and bullets seem to hurt it some, but not too much.
The only thing that did true damage to it was the magic from my holy symbol. So, not to say that y'all didn't do quite a lot of damage, you did, but it particularly.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was like, it just particularly was hurt by white hot holy flame.
All right,
More
well.
specifically, it was recovering at a very rapid rate. We put holes in it, they just didn't stick around.
Right.
Horses
So-
will be tired and hungry, just like we are. It's fine. We can push them past a day, maybe 2 at most, but they'll be fine.
Right.
So we get a distance and then recover and try to keep our distance the best we can.
Indeed.
Certainly don't think we should stop anytime soon.
I agree.
I think I actually got a full night's rest because it happened on my watch.
Mhm.
And it was last watch. So anybody else as well. It's got that sort of stuff.
It doesn't mean anything for me. Callie has expended all of. I have 2 spell slots.
Same.
Whoa!
So I guess we're just gonna ride through the night.
Plan is to ride through the night.
Yeah.
Are y'all moving to try to, like Clyde was saying, have some people kind of rest in the carts and just kind of lead the horses while, or that's up to you guys.
As long as we're not sprinting or like, doing basically dash actions with all of our stuff,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be that difficult to tie the horses to one of the cart.
This is the question. Yeah, this is like if y'all were riding hard, people riding the horses would be having to make a little bit more of a check because riding the horses physically demanding.
Right.
But if y'all are slowing a little bit to mostly just like a steady travel pace and having people on just in the carts, that'll only really be a check for the horses.
Question.
Yes.
With Cerebel's knowledge of, she's able to make a bag of holding.
Mhm.
With her knowledge of the bag of holding, could she fit the majority of what we're trying to get to the mayor in there?
What is the physical limitations on a bag of holding? Like how much can it hold?
Let's look that up.
Wait,
This is another one of those things that I'm like, I shouldn't have to think about this, and then I should have.
500 pounds or something, right?
64 cubic feet, 500 pounds.
I don't know how much gems weigh. Let's see here.
I did this math for the sapphire things. It oh shit, if I could remember it. I just did this for the sapphire.
I remember
place
that
y'all
sapphire,
just
they
found.
weighed 150 pounds per scale.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yep, it was 150 pounds for a. I think I did it by 12 by 12 or something like that. I forgot how I did it.
Well, so Ian, what's the size of the crates? Because in my head,
I figured these were like the crates, because the crates themselves that contained like the non-magical gems, I figured were the size of like maybe like 3 by 3 crates of O gems.
so if we two-manned those to like get them into the carts, just rough guesstimate, that's probably like anywhere between 75 and 100 pounds.
Yeah. So
And-
I will say for just ease of so we don't sit here and do a bunch of math, I will say that you could fit the contents of one cart into the bag of holding, just to keep it easy breezy and beautiful.
Okay. Then what was the second thing that I made? I know
You
Geist's
have
gun.
the gun. You have Geist's gun, bag of holding.
You gave me a +1 to my armor class. But if you want to remove that, I have Shield of Faith, so I just have to actually use Shield of Faith for the +2 magical armor. So if you need to take that for a bag of holding for us to reduce the number of carts, Callie would be okay with that if that means we are moving faster.
Okay.
You cannot get more than one of an infusion.
What?
You can't
Bag of
create
holding was an
the same
infusion,
infusion
right?
twice. So Cerebell cannot make 2 bags of holding.
That's okay.
Yeah. Because she hasn't made one yet because she had the 2. So if Callie was okay with that, she would make the bag of holding, and ask Callie if it is okay to put the gem in the bag of holding. She would be fine with you holding onto the bag.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay. I'm not sure if really how the magic works for this, but I know that it takes it to somewhere else. It puts it somewhere else other than here, and maybe that can help with whatever this thing's trying to find.
Right, Miss Cerebell, we gotta do whatever we need to do at this point in time. I don't know if I could take another hit from that thing, so.
That's Cerebell's plan.
Okay, so Cerebell is dumping getting the contents of one of the carts loaded in, just kind of like crate open, just shoveling into the bag of holding, and you just kind of drop the small kind of lead jewelry box into the bag of holding as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, once it gets full, she'll take out 1 or 2 of the gems, switch it with the lead box, and hand it over to Callie.
Box is in a bag of holding. Will the creature be able to detect it, or will it be outside of perception?
It would be reasonable to assume that, I mean, if it is not it is no longer on the material plane, period, when it is in the bag of holding. So, it seems a reasonable assumption.
Unless they can smell it on one of you, we should be good.
It did not have a nose.
You think
It was Voldemort in it.
Think I could track his foot?
Mr. King, you may want to just toss that off into the wild blue yonder. So.
We may want to wait a distance. If that thing can heal as fast as it seems that it can, it may just be able to stick that thing onto its stump and regrow the limb.
Yeah, it'll catch it with its lickety split like that.
So maybe a day or 2 out, as long as it isn't. And if Mr. King's fine with it, Cerebell will try to do a medicine check on it to see if it's like regrowing or still alive.
What's the inside of this nub looking like? Is there still life or necrotic life going on inside the rock?
Did it have meat?
Is it just straight raw dead flesh, or
what can Mrs. King do with it?
So I will reiterate. It does not look dead. It looks like kind of like it looks like maybe it looks almost like something that was living is like partially mummified, but doesn't look dead. Not like fully dead.
Does Mr. King help me with my medicine check?
Sure.
Okay. 12.
Question: what are you trying to ascertain with that medicine check?
see if it is still alive, and see if it is doing a reverse salamander and regrowing the creature.
No, it does not.
We
I
have
mean,
two
I will
of
say
those.
it looked like it was attached to a creature that was technically alive. Like I would say, like, in your medical expertise, even with only a 12, like, this looks like the limb of something that was very near death. Like something that was so malnourished and like like this looks like it would be a mixture of exposure to the elements and like long like over time like malnourishment.
Any diseases as well, because obviously it's cerebellum.
Yeah,
Gonna look
not-
at this.
I mean, no diseases in evidence. It is not growing. It is not doing a reverse salamander. There's not another creature growing out of the leg, though, for sure.
Okay, she'll take a little sample.
Sorry.
And what's that, Belle?
Sorry, I didn't mean to. Can Mrs. King like animate it and send it hopping off into the desert? Like at a right angle or at some kind of like angle from us, so it's not with us, but it's not laying around. I mean,
I would require a more complete corpse to animate to that degree. Individual limbs were never something that I had particularly spent much time studying a manner of puppeteering.
All right.
Oh,
You know,
damn,
makes
animate it like those wizards in the cities would animate like chairs and stuff to protect against intruders.
I got an idea. This might be a little complex. Clyde's just gonna take out his knife and he's just gonna start gouging out all the mummified stuff out of the bone, out of the rock. Hey, I mean, if there ain't nothing left, what's there to heal? Just as they're going through,
chunks,
just chunking
off
the little pieces.
Before you
Fire.
completely destroy it,
Uh-huh.
I may have an idea. I don't know if it'll work, but I may have an idea. If you stop. If not, then I'm not gonna push the issue.
He's just sitting there with it.
Okay. DM, I don't know
Yes, sir.
what kind of checks you want or what kind of spells. I was connected to this thing's mind for a little bit. And I'm wondering if I can maybe turn that into some sort of like prox alarm for this thing. I don't know, like, it once it gets within a certain radius and that we could get an alarm since we have a piece of it.
I would say that's probably not something that Alistair could do.
I'll throw the idea out there to folks.
Yeah. I would say that may well be within the capabilities of a Cerebell, somebody who actually like who's you know like in world like can actually practice arcane magics. That would require actual magic.
I have arcane knowledge, so I'll throw that out
Right.
there.
Could in collaboration with.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Alistair.
That's what I was just thinking. Is like I don't think this is something Alistair himself could do. I think this is something that Cerebell may like as an artificer, a crafter of things, especially things that have to do with body parts. As John is not a living but a walking example of. I would say this is something that she would be capable of doing. It's going to take a little bit. Like it'll be a bit of like you'll have to work on it, but I'd say that's something you could maybe do.
Also, I don't have alarm prepared for today.
This would not be. I don't think this would require a spell. This would be an investment of time and maybe some magical resources.
Okay. Also, Mr. King, if this fails, you may want a doctor's steady hand to remove all of the matter, at least the living matter, in that limb. Why? Because if I've seen creatures not as thoroughly as this one, but I've seen them regenerate from just a few cells. And if this thing has such strong regenerative powers, then I don't see a reason why there would be an exception for it.
Putting the same hail as a sail.
They're the things that we are made of.
Give me that fucking leg.
So
That's
I
terrible.
will say that I know you said you don't have the alarm spell prepared. Artificers have access to it though, correct? Like
Yeah.
it is on your spell list? Yeah. So okay. You have knowledge of that kind of magic. So okay, I just wanted to be sure.
I figured that would be part of the it takes time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would just take some time to craft it. Like especially depending like how much forewarning are you wanting? Like how wide of a net are you wanting to cast?
Far. We want it to be far. But this could actually be quite useful because I believe we would like to have an alarm or some kind of signal letting us know when that creature is approaching. I would not like to be taken unawares again.
Right.
I didn't exactly enjoy my first encounter with its surprise.
What's the normal range on alarm?
30 feet.
30 feet?
DM, if I were to pour in some detect evil and good magic, can that like if I like put some skin in the game and help with this magic? Because it feels like we're cobbling together a bunch of shit.
I figured this would already be a bit of a collaborative effort. That the range on it is going to depend on what magical resources are invested into it, and I'm talking outside of spell slots, as well as how well Sarah Bell rolls on her Tinker's tools.
Oh no. But this is kind of weird, the wording of it.
Mhm.
I guess the detection range of the item for a first level alarm spell is 30 feet. So if they come within 30 feet of it, it pings.
It would ding. Yeah,
I can be a mile away.
right. That's fine, but
yeah.
you're talking about the range on the detection spell itself, not necessarily. This would function wherever the fuck you put it, basically. The way this is going to work is this is going to be, as this is an item, this isn't going to be psychically linked to you. It will basically ring. The leg will start going, ring, like the leg itself will start emitting sound. It will, assuming that's how you want it to function. But
Yeah,
the effect is tied to the leg. It is not tied to you.
Sound that we can hear a mile away? Am I tracking that correctly?
not of that nature.
I was like,
No, I can be up to a mile away from
Right,
the
from where-
leg,
yeah, where
and
she
the
cast
leg
spell
will still.
initially.
Could Rita help with
Set
maybe
off.
some like locate object or something like that? It's got 1,000-foot range.
I'll say this is there with multiple people assisting and adding arcane knowledge and other spells. It'd be easy to gain advantage on the roll. The roll itself is still going to be a large determining factor in how effective it is. What were you saying, guys?
Additionally, I had reason to be very familiar with the magical defenses certain individuals have put around their homes. And if we get a choke point, we can be 500 feet away. Set the protective magics at the entrance. Not limited to the small radius of your spells.
Guys, roll a wisdom check for me real quick. And Callie as well, actually.
17.
A wisdom check?
Just straight wisdom check. D20 plus your wisdom.
A 7.
7. Okay, Callie, you are too distracted. Guys, you distinctly remember that this thing, while it was standing over you, it seemed to suck the magic temporarily out of your cloak. So it may very well be able to, like, a defensive magic, if it came into contact with it, it may very well not hold.
So not even the alarm spell?
I was say if you were saying like something to like it can disrupt magic, so it may not
He's
something may not
basically-
exist long term if it actually gets to the object.
In character, he was referring to the fact that alarm doesn't have to cover an area. You can cover an entrance. So if we found like a cave or something, we could ward the entrance and be further back so we'd get more
Okay.
warning.
I thought
But he
you
was
were
saying that
referring,
in
like a
character.
defensive like blocking it countermeasure, and I was
No,
just
he
gonna say,
was
like that would
talking
not
about
last
the-
long. You don't think?
So it was in character talking about the alarm spell being able to be used on doors and windows
For sure.
instead of an area.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
in any of our dreams, this creature just kind of smashed through everything. It never burrowed, right?
No, it did not seem to
Okay.
burrow. It seemed to employ a mixture of like catching things unawares as well as just brute force
Just
in
Kool-Aid manning through walls.
various memories. Yeah.
That's what it is.
Is
Oh,
what-
no.
It's the Kool-Aid
We've taken his
man.
Kool-Aid. We took the red flavor.
less of a boom, oh yeah, and more of a like it ripped through walls with like claws and stuff.
Goodness
Perfectly shaped
gracious.
monster outline.
It's the Underminer
Stop making
from
my
the
monster a
Incredibles.
joke.
Horrifying.
It's the Underminer from the Incredibles.
It puts its hands above its head like a little drill and then spins really fast and just
I'm right. It is the Underminer.
it does little dolphin leaps through the ground.
Okay.
Oh hell yeah!
But no, to answer your question, you did not see it like do any like burrowing actions.
Awesome.
Just so you're aware of the resources you'll have, I will give you 2 inert mind crystals to use. That's 100 gold worth of crystals to use with
You
this
said
project.
inert,
They
like
are
ones you've used.
correct. They're inert, but they turn into 50 gold gems after the fact.
I'll remind you that you guys also there are
Figured they're
30 actively magical mind crystals among the loot that y'all acquired.
That's true.
I mean,
know.
I don't know. Go ahead.
No, you go.
I don't know if it would help much, but I got one of them crystals from back in town.
I think I also have one.
A damn tag fell off. I don't remember the name of it. Hold on a second. It's in here somewhere.
I also have one, yeah.
Rita starts examining it. She's like, "Well, maybe it was carved."
It was
onto
like the
crystal."
fucking one of alacrity, but I don't remember what the name of it is.
Alacrity. Talking about one of the mind crystals.
Yeah. Gave you
Quickened spell.
no.
They're all meta magic options, is what they do.
Distance?
Oh, I thought there was one that gave you a bonus to a roll.
There were some potions.
Maybe that's what I got.
that you
Oh yeah,
got.
there was the diminution.
Yeah, there's the enlarge reduce potion. I have that.
I didn't know Callie knew Gnomish.
A potion of advantage is what I was talking about.
There you go.
I don't know why I had to go back to my equipment and inventory twice, and then it showed
That's
up.
right. Yeah. Potion of advantage. There was potions of diminution
That
and
one.
heroism and mind reading.
Yeah,
I don't know if anybody bought any of those.
this potion right here should, I don't know, maybe steady your hand whenever you're doing that arcane shit.
Yeah. I'm also gonna cast Bless on myself, because we all know.
Bless
we all
does
know
not
how
work
this...
on ability checks. It's attack rolls and saving throws.
Fuck.
Also,
you're thinking
this
of
is a
guidance.
task that's gonna take hours, not minutes.
Can I just guidance myself over and over again?
I'd say if somebody
Potion-
else could cast guidance, they could kind of assist you with it.
I don't have
Potion-
any cantrips, my guy. Like
Po- Potion of advantage lasts an hour, and I doubt Clyde's ever going to use it.
Does
I'm
it
gonna
just
help
grant
her.
advantage?
When you drink this potion, you gain advantage on one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw of your choice that you make within the next hour.
she already has advantage from assistance from your wife and Callie, kind of attributing like their different kinds of magic into like assisting with the creation of the item.
Is there any way like me like contributing thaumaturgy would help increase the distance? I'm very serious about this distance thing. It's bothering me. I mean,
sure. It would not increase the range of its detection. It can increase how loud it is.
I mean, if you want it, I'll do whatever I can.
Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't know how none of this magic works, but if we go around and start amplifying up this snub over here, this stump we got, is it going to make it like a big old shiny magical beacon for it to find later on, or, you know?
We have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't know how this thing functions, so it could be, or it couldn't be. They could already know where we are based on the gem, or we have several people who know or who use magical abilities.
I say anybody got some dynamite?
I believe so. Somebody has
a leg.
Yeah, we stuffed that dynamite right down on that leg, and gosh, you're a pretty good shot. I bet you could set it off if it goes to, attach right to it, and then we just start blowing off more body parts till that thing's just rolling around like can't go nowhere. Do what we want to with it.
Mr.
That's
King.
something guys thinks he would be able to do.
I don't want to be in line of sight of this thing ever again until we get back to town.
I am in agreement with Sarabella. I think we need to get back to Crystal Grit as quickly as possible. Resting the horses as within reason so that they can keep moving. But I don't think that we can face it off at this moment. And frankly, Mrs. Sinclair has some explaining to do because there's absolutely no reason as to why we have this gem and it's coming after us.
Well, you think we're going to get the crystal grit?
Make him do that explaining.
Who's to say? We'll make it work.
You think when we get the crystal grit, that's going to change anything? McCall's just going to come out of his office and shoot the thing down in the thoroughfare?
No, but then it'll be Mrs. Sinclair's problem and not ours.
There are more people in Crystal Grit than there's 6 of us. Mr. Sinclair, from my understanding, has capable individuals.
Right. And at the end of the day, folks of Crystal Grit trust Miss Bell. If we ask them to evacuate, they'll evacuate. And if Mr. Sinclair is going to be unreasonable, we all just leave and he can deal with this thing.
You don't think he'd take retribution on you for that?
Who's to say?
Anyone
Mr.
ask
Professor?
Silvershot what the fuck that thing is chasing us?
He
We
knew
already
about
asked
it.
that.
He didn't know much about it though.
Pulls the gag out while he's still like that. Anything to add?
Water. Just giving him a little bit of water.
So we still haven't covered down on the fact that
but you are dear.
What
was that, guys?
Reasonable.
we still haven't fully covered down on the fact that we are going to have to stop for at least one full night's sleep between here and there. Probably more than one.
Well, we'll need at least, you said a couple hours, right? For the tinkering on the leg.
This will require a bit of work. Yeah.
And I can begin as soon as possible. Of course, I would like that information, sir, if you have any on this thing. Longer we live, the longer you live. May not be for too long, but adds hours.
Depends on what information you're trying to get.
all
Well,
of it
well-
on this thing.
Miss
It is.
Bell. Oh, sorry, Mr. Granger, but I do believe that you told the information to Mr. Dotree last night, correct?
What we know, we were able to stand it off within Picton. At the very least, it didn't want to directly assault us.
All right.
Oh, gag back in.
So, we need to
Big
be on the
dragon
lookout for
inside.
some kind of location to make camp. Where is going to be very important. Ravine, a cave, something can funnel it into.
Cerebel has the Wanderer feature that allows her to recall places that the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around you, as well as location of fresh food and water for up to 5 people each day. So are there any particularly good, like, flatlands, ravines, in
I
the
would-
next day or two?
Let's see here. You definitely know of some. The question is, are they nearby? Right?
Mhm.
I love this. High low.
Hi. Well, Cerebel is thinking the next day because from my understanding, we were going through the night.
Y'all are traveling through the night currently to put as much difference between your guys' self and your guys' self, yourselves and the creature. So, but that's still nearby being a relative, phrase.
Where's that dynamite at?
Checks inventory.
Unfortunately, Cerebel, you can think of some like caves and crevices, some good like natural outcroppings. You think that it may not, that you guys probably won't get to them until the day after tomorrow.
Okay. She'll
Didn't roll super low, but I rolled lower than like full success.
Quick question,
She'll relay
just so
that.
I understand that timeline. When you say the day after tomorrow, we're counting.
So y'all are going into this next morning because y'all are riding through the night. Not that day, the following.
Okay.
So if y'all ride all through today, I guess I'm trying to break this down because technically you guys could try to push to get to it before the next sunrise. If y'all didn't stop at any point during the next day, y'all could probably reach it somewhere late into the night tomorrow night.
That's my vote. We all good with that? So we can just get past this?
Yeah, I'd be fine with it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Cool.
So
I still think it's wise if we'll keep the dynamite strapped to that leg just in case he puts that sucker back on and goes sky high.
Did we determine if Geist could trigger the dynamite with a gunshot?
Geist could certainly try.
Does he know if it's physically possible, is what I'm getting.
Ian doesn't know if it's physically possible, so...
What type of stone is it wrapped in?
What?
What kind of stone is the mummified leg wrapped in?
It is not wrapped in.
Actually,
any stone.
Or is oh, I thought you said it had chunks of like.
There are
rock and
chunks of
stuff.
stone. If you guys
correction.
spent time examining it or asking Dotry, he can inform you that those sections of legs are not wrapped. Stone grew in those
Oh.
sections and forcibly separated the sections of leg.
Cool.
Geist will,
Yes.
when it comes time to bundle the dynamite, he will bundle.
There's a good
outward-
chance it'll go off, by the way, according to Google.
Yeah, we are not taking chances, and he will be bundling his vial of alchemist fire with it, visible on the
Okay.
outside.
Oh, all
That'll
right.
work.
So.
Oh no! Don't try to stop him now. You started this clusterfuck by asking about it 5 times.
It's your fault.
Yeah. Don't try to slow down the ball now.
Hey.
Wait a minute. Hold on now.
None of that will be on while Cerebel's tinkering with it.
I would hope not.
No. This will be like when we're done.
What a great
Yeah.
time. Wow. Imagine
And if-
you survive the monster just to blow yourselves up.
Oh, I mean, it'll be in someone else's cart.
He'll be fine.
And what was that, Cody?
We can set it next to Silver Shot. He'll keep an eye on it.
I figure he'll set it up like when we make camp, you know?
Right.
And then break it down so that we don't blow ourselves up on the road when we get moving again.
This is part of setting up camp is making the bomb. Like this is
Yeah,
our
we should
nightly bomb making. You know.
In all honesty, you should probably set it on the edge of camp if he comes. Or it, could be. There's a lot of voices in there. Comes and puts the leg back on, and then we get kind of like an opening shot, and everyone will damn sure be awake at that point.
Definitely have to be somewhere where I can see it, but yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, you can't see in the dark.
Mr. Professor, I can see in the dark. I think Mr. King can as well. We're
Right.
pretty good shots, I think.
You also
or have a
have
spotter.
a fiery smite, don't you?
Yeah, I have a searing smite. It's not
So-
currently prepared, but I could.
Right.
I could
You have
prepare that.
access to it. You have used it before, so
I have.
just
Yes.
as an alternate way to make sure that shit explodes, aside from the alchemist fire. Also, good chance it would explode just from a bullet. Who knew dynamite is volatile?
Really?
Yeah, that's apparently that's what I've heard.
Nitroglycerin
Old
is
West
a
dynamite.
thing.
Crazy. And this is magic dynamite too, so it's like this is like magical Wild West dynamite, so it's like extra crazy. It
Doesn't happen to be radiant dynamite, does it?
is not radiant
Okay.
dynamite.
Missed
Can I
that shot, you don't
imbue
think?
it if I use my divine smite to knock it off? Would
This is consecrated dynamite.
It's a dynamite of God.
There you go.
Can I
Can I bless it?
Can I
Like-
take the dynamite, go and pray to the abyss tyrant and go, look, my man.
Look, my man.
That's how prayers are in
Abyss
Decryption
Tyrant.
Doll.
My man.
My man.
You certainly can do that. I will not guarantee that it'll do anything, but you can do it. That is a thing you can do for sure.
Yeah.
It's called having faith, okay?
No, it's more of
That's a thing.
Callie going like, I don't understand how I got these magical powers, and I know it's because of these two gods. Thank you, gods. Hey.
And they did a whole lot of no responding to that.
All right.
The gods here are kind of assholes if it was not immediately clear.
Is it dice rolling time?
Yeah.
So I'm going to assume we'll say because y'all are not planning to stop for the better part of an additional 24 hours, from my understanding. That is the plan, right? I will say y'all can travel at a speed if you like. As the thing, if y'all are traveling at a reasonable speed to where y'all could technically short rest as well. I will say that Cerebell can work on this. So you can go ahead and roll. I'll say the DC. He said it's not a set DC because I already said depending on how well you roll is gonna be how powerful the magic item is. So we'll go ahead and roll with advantage, and this is your Tinker's Tools. So this is proficiency plus your intelligence.
Okay. Okay, so one's a 3,
That's bad.
one's a 9,
That's better.
plus 8,
Plus
17.
8. 17. What resources are you contributing to the device?
Obviously, a potion of advantage.
Just pouring it on the leg,
Just
like
marinate
yeah.
the leg overnight.
So
They put it. You gotta have a big like a trash bag. You pour it in and wrap it in.
A little bit of
Marinating
barbecue rub.
part of me is like just imagining, you have those scenes in Western movies where they got the nitroglycerin, like, oh, don't set it off. Like you just soak it in potion of advantage so it doesn't go off, so that you can carry it easier.
My scary monster has been reduced to we're marinating its leg in potion of advantage. It do be like that. This is the trials and tribulations of being a human.
Cerebel will use her 1 distant mind crystal as well as 4 from the supply from the mayor's stuff.
You're taking some of the magical crystals?
Yes. With the justification of he wants the one big thing he said was he wants the thing that's in the lead box back to him. And that was the most important. And so that's what she'll say to the group. After all of this is done, she will also start to switch out some of the innate crystals with the magical crystals into the bag of holding, because same justification as the lead box.
Right. That's fair. So I'll say with the four crystals that you ended up having to take, you ended up taking 2 of the empowered crystals, 1 of the quickened crystals, and 1 of the careful crystals. With it kind of I'm gonna justify this with bullshit of it being not necessarily the mechanical advantages, but empowering. So you're trying to strengthen the magical ties as you were trying to force the normal constraints of the spell beyond their actual bounds. Doing the quickened spell for that quickened crystal for the same reason of making sure that despite its expanded bounds, that will still respond with that same speed of as soon as it steps through, there will be no delay. And the careful spell insofar as to ensure that it will only be triggered by the creature to which this leg is bound to, that it won't accidentally be triggered by anything else.
Also, it'll give the mayor a detection device.
Sure. And what did you say that your total was? It was 17?
17.
Okay.
Because I don't roll well.
That is a rough roll. It is not bad enough to prevent you from succeeding on this device. And with the extra resources contributed, I'm basically saying you had to shore up the kind of where the creation itself wasn't as sturdy by basically just slamming more magic oomph into it by means of these crystals. So instead of 30 feet, it has a detection range of 60. So you were able to double it. You weren't able to more than double it, but it without the contributions of those crystals, it would have failed entirely if you tried to push it out to 60 feet. You were able to stabilize its functionality with the additional crystals.
Okay.
And it looks kind of like a lamp, apparently. A very ugly lamp. So, I'm gonna say that probably that doing that is taking up the better part of your time spent riding. So, and here's where I should have been thinking a little bit ahead. You're traveling for the better part of 24 hours. I need Constitution saving throws for the horses. Since they got most of a rest, but they did not quite finish their long rest either, unfortunately.
What's the bonus?
I don't know. Y'all, these are I'm just gonna assume these are like riding horses. I don't at least for the ones that are pulling the carts that aren't yours.
I have a draft horse.
You have a draft horse.
I have a John horse.
John, I don't think can be exhausted, so I think
He can't.
John's fine.
Riding horses are a +1 to Constitution.
So we're draft
Gotcha.
horses. Jesus.
So we are going to make. Man, I'm trying to think of how frequently you should even make these. I mean, like, it's going to get harder as time goes on. So we're going to do it a bit at a time. Give me the first round of checks for the horses. So we need whatever y'all's individual horses are. And then if y'all have then 1 roll for each team, for any team that is not your own. If anybody wants to roll those.
Okay, so for my individual horse, I rolled a 17 on Constitution.
17? Okay.
You said a draft has a what bonus?
Plus 1, apparently.
For
We say
Bell's
that-
horse, it's a 16.
We're gonna start at 10 and go up. So anything above a 10 is gonna be a success on the first section of this travel. Okay. Fail on yours.
7.
9.
7, 9. What was, guys?
It was a 14.
14. So like I said, I'm gonna need y'all to keep track. So 10, anything below a 10, failed on the first check. And we're gonna say that was no, they gained 1 level of exhaustion.
Oh shit.
Y'all are pushing these horses. I mean, y'all are stopping and watering them, but they are not getting an actual rest for the better part of 48 hours.
Quick question. I know that we're going to be doing these constitution checks, but over the
continue. I'm sorry.
it's like over the course. Can Callie, over the course of 4 hours, trance in the back of a cart, to get all of my stuff back? I'm willing to like take, instead of it being a trance of like, you know, it's like it takes like 6 hours or the better part of a day if we're actively moving.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think real quick around a couple different things. Okay, hold on. Let me think on that for a minute.
Yeah, no problem.
I was thinking, and I just realized I was thinking about the exhaustion for the horses, also in the context that y'all were pushing them hard, which y'all are explicitly not. So we're only going to need 2 total checks because this is more of a long start. Y'all aren't pushing them very hard. They're not going to be making check after check after check after check. So we've got that first one, and I'm going to need 1 more. This time the DC is 12. It's creeping up, but since y'all are traveling at a reasonable pace.
14.
14, success.
16.
Nice.
4.
4. Your
Why you
horse
got
having
so
a hard
much
time.
shit in your carriage?
You gotta start offloading ballast. You gotta start getting shit out of the car.
Straight full of psychedelics.
My horse is a 3 on the second one.
A 3, so that's a point of exhaustion for your horse. Just keep track of it somewhere. Also,
17.
yeah. So far, most of the horses looking pretty okay. I think the only one with 2 is Alistair's horse, right? So it's
Daredevil's trucking.
doable. Is that for your? I thought you had a donkey.
Yeah.
Donkey.
Daredevil's trucking.
Swagging it out. I will say donkeys are known for being like durable little fuckers. Like,
Yeah, they didn't do that. They gave them sure-footed and so advantage on strength checks to avoid being knocked prone.
hell yeah.
But they didn't give them any kind of like endurance thing. They still get a +1 to this fucking roll, which is lame.
I don't know why that just made me. I want to have a paladin that has fine steed for a donkey, like a small one, like a goblin or a gnome.
Or mules were traditionally much better. They were basically the best of both worlds.
There you go. Which those are what, half donkey, half
Horse.
Yeah, they're a crossbreed.
Technically, according to
Anyway.
D&D, I have a mule because they don't have a donkey stat block.
I see. Anywho, so that is going to be the case for y'all's for y'all's horses, y'all's steeds. So far, even at 2 points of exhaustion, making it so far. Definitely worse for wear. A lot of starting to was it? Is it frothing? Was it when they get a lot of the flecks of almost the frothing? Yeah. So definitely getting tired. It's a trance. It's a thing that you can be cognizant during it. So I think that's one of the few times I would rule that you could, even while moving. It's probably unpleasant.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it can even take longer than 4 hours. I have no problem, especially since we're not really doing much.
Since y'all are traveling for about another 24 hours, I'd say you'd be able to get one in there between now and then. And I guess Alistair also could as well if he wanted to squeeze one in. All the rest of you will be gaining a point of exhaustion before y'all stop.
Me and Rita were going to trade out a little bit, get a couple extra, get a catnap in there, if you will.
God damn you.
Jesus.
Love
Hey.
it.
Do y'all have enough hands? Could y'all technically all trade off to nap enough to prevent exhaustion?
Mhm.
I
I
guess
think
so.
so.
I think you could. You only have 3 carts plus John. John doesn't need a driver necessarily. So
9 people.
Well, and didn't we
suppose y'all
explicitly say that we were able to
Yeah.
offload an entire cart's
yeah,
worth
so y'all have a cart
thing?
where you have more space to put folks. So I will say fine. That's fine. Y'all can avoid exhaustion yourselves. Very well. Very well. I am a lenient god for now. See, I'm nice to you guys in these sections so that I can be really mean in combat. That's I'm buying my privilege of abusing you guys later. That's what I'm doing. But you guys are traveling. It is mixtures of hot and bumpy, and it's y'all are able to sleep, and none of it is pleasant. And let's see here. Give me a round of perception checks real quick. I figure y'all are keeping a weather ear out, as it were.
Oof.
6.
14.
13.
6, 14. What was that? For Clyde?
13.
13. Wow.
Also 6.
17.
6.
Dirty 20.
Dirty
Mm.
20. And what was Bell's?
17.
17. Wow, most of y'all rolled like garbage. Y'all did not roll well.
All of my good rolls happened at the beginning of this session.
I mean, I'll say for
I don't
my,
get good
my,
I
rolls.
needed to, though.
my below 10s, you're fairly certain that you can hear its screeching call in the distance. But you just can't quite put your finger on it, but you just keep feeling like you hear it. You're a little on edge.
What a lovely melody.
Good gracious. That is not the case, Christopher.
Oh.
Yeah, that
Hmm.
fairly specifically, I think prosthetics are not affected by like anti-magic fields and stuff. They will still function.
Okay.
They are
Did this
simple
change
enough
your-
magics that they're animated by simple enough magics that they're not affected. Unless you just really wanted to be, in which case, I can oblige.
You know, I'll take my W's where I can get them.
Your
I
arm
can't
just
roll for
falls
shit. So...
off. It just detaches like.
I don't think it would fall off. I think it would just, go back to being prosthetic.
Limp. Anyway, my above between 10 and 15, you don't hear anything, you're good. And my above 15s, hold on, I need double.
But 10 and below, you hear stuff. 11 to 15,
think you hear
don't
stuff.
hear stuff. 16 to 20, you hear stuff.
You do hear stuff again. No, I was sorry. I needed to kind of. I have to make kind of an on-the-spot ruling of how something is gonna work. Do it this way. When all else fails, percentile. Okay. No, you also hear nothing. Nothing concerning.
Well, now I'm suspicious.
As you should be. All good D&D players are always paranoid. Constant vigilance, as they say. With the exception of, as you guys are getting farther away, you begin to see more signs of like the natural wildlife that had seemed very absent on your path to Picton. There are more of these like. There's not like not all of the regular desert creatures. There are a smattering of still having like hares and snakes and some birds are more populous because they can fly, but you do see things like in the distance you see roving packs of larger creatures. You may think maybe there's some were-yotes on the horizon, or some of these like abnormally large like two-headed wolves that you see kind of peering at you from a hilltop before moving off. things of that nature. It seems that the destruction and death that had preceded you guys previously has been absent long enough that things are starting to kind of return to the general ballpark area. But that does bring us to when you guys stop. Y'all have now traveled for like an additional 24 hours of travel time of decent travel speed. So that means y'all have cut the distance back to Crystal Grit from 5 days down to not quite 3. Y'all, by just not stopping, y'all have just continued to chop off time. So I always say 24 hours. We've assumed 8-hour travel days before. You're now you're about 16 hours of travel from Crystal Grit. When you guys are stopping to make camp again, you know that your horses are getting tired, but that they shouldn't. They especially if you guys stop to rest them now, that they should be well enough to get you guys there.
DM, if I use some of my lay on hand resources to like brush out all of the horses, can that provide a little bit of extra respite for them, especially the ones that failed?
Well, we could. What is because I know you have. It's not just HP. What is the other thing? It's the 5 points at a time.
Yeah. So at 5 points at a time, I can either cure a disease or neutralize a poison effect. So I know that neither of those are poison or disease, but the horses need to be taken care of.
They do. And I'm trying to think of. So I'm going to rule for funsies that for every 5 HP you give out, like during the long rest, like as part of their long rest, or for each one that you give, you can't stack it on one horse, but for each 5 that you give to each horse, it will prevent the con saving throw from going up.
Okay.
So I know y'all are taking a long rest and that's dropping their exhaustion down, but since they are continuing to be pushed even after this, the next check is going to be at 14. Unless they get this 5 HP. The 5 HP will keep the next one it'll keep it at 12 for the first check of the day.
Okay.
When y'all go to push. Or if y'all go to push on longer. How's that?
Yeah. How many horses do we have?
I figured each of the carts have teams of 2?
Just one. I have a horse.
That's why he's got 2 levels of exhaustion.
Poor fella. I mean, so that means y'all have 3 carts plus donkey,
right,
or mule, old daredevil, and then at least a couple of riding horses, or a couple of horses separate from the carts, which are Callie and Belle's horses, right? So 6 animals.
I only have 25.
So you can affect 5.
Yeah.
It would be easy to note, I would say, for a seasoned cowpoke like yourself, that of all of your horses, the one pulling Alistair's cart is worse for wear.
Yeah, I think that I'm gonna hit the horses that are driving carts. So Alistair's, the King's, and our good old donkey friend. Each of them will get 5 points of lay on hands. Miss Bell and I think we take care of our horses well enough that they're used to sort of long rides.
You're just doing 4?
3.
So 3, just the 3 carts?
Just the 3 carts.
Okay.
And then there's my horse and Miss Bell's horse that I'm not putting anything on.
Gotcha. And y'all probably had some trouble because as y'all got for that last leg of the day, I forgot the second level of exhaustion is where the speed guy halved. Y'all probably Alistair had some trouble keeping up as his horse hit that level. So just getting the 3 carts
Yeah, and gives me still 10 points of lay on hands for emergencies.
For sure. Question: anything in particular y'all are wanting to do tonight? Y'all have found a crevice, or I will say it's like a bit of a cave that is deep enough that y'all can cram in. We'll say it's probably a bit of a tight fit, but Sarabelle knows her business, so it will fit you guys.
Quick question: how long are each shifts?
Up to you guys.
Well, I ask because I only need to transfer 4 hours, so I can, in theory, do 3 shifts, and I have pretty high. Or I have a +3 to perception, so, and I have dark vision, so Callie just doesn't want us to get jumped again.
We only need 8 hours or 6 hours of sleep to get the long rest.
Technically,
6 hours of sleep, 8 hours of rest. So I mean, could do 3 sets of 2.
That's what you guys
And
been
then
doing
just have three sets of 2, and Callie having a little bonus on either the front and back end or the middle or wherever.
It doesn't matter to me. I'm like out of character. Like I only need the 4 hours, and I also have dark vision and I have blind sight. So it's like I have the 3 things that can be part of our advantage against this thing, I guess.
Tell me what you're doing.
Same watch schedules as normal, I presume.
Okay.
Or you want
go
to do
ahead.
anything special? Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody go ahead and grab some
Perceptions.
perceptions.
John
And
is
also somebody roll me percentiles.
Oh, I got you.
No,
No.
you don't.
No,
I
stop.
got you.
No.
Let's
Stop
go.
Don't listen to him. It's invalid. We voted on it.
It's a nat 20.
It's invalid. We have voted on it.
I got the D100 if somebody
I will
wants.
respect the vote.
I
Because
I would-
18 is invalidated.
I would like to roll the percentiles,
Okay.
please.
All in favor.
Aye.
Sure.
Oh, I'm not voting in favor of anybody. I'm just voting against Kent.
No, if we're voting. So you better vote if you.
Everybody
if you
roll,
agree.
and whoever got the best roll, we'll vote for them. There you go. Democracy.
Yeah.
That's not how that works.
Am I?
Yeah.
I just rolled.
Roll
It's a
it, Kevin.
93.
93.
Yeah, I vote
Okay.
for that one. It's good. How hard of a challenge is coming up?
Yep. There are now
Don't
93
say
of
that.
these creatures that are surrounding your camp.
Hey now. No.
I want you all to make 93 charisma saving throws.
Damn,
They
I imagine
all
that
take a
leg is
legendary
going.
action.
Sad, Ian.
A 90, so 93. Just to keep things moving along with a 93 on the percentiles. Your night passes. You guys keep a vigilant watch. I assume you've got your little leg lamp. And I would assume close to the mouth of the cave so that it can go as far out as possible. Its light shines. But in all seriousness, your magical device created. I figure probably it doesn't much look like a leg anymore. Depending, that's actually entirely up to Sarabelle. She had to incorporate the jewels, had to do artifice on it, so it doesn't look quite the same. But
Can I find Miss Bell before the night ends and before
for
she
sure,
goes to sleep?
yeah, that's what's yeah. If there's any interactions you want to have, go ahead and have them.
I'm gonna find you after campfire time, or like when you're sitting up for bed, reading, whatever you do when you're in your sleeping bag. I'm gonna head over there to you. Take out like a silver case, probably about the size of playing cards. He opens up, there's cigarettes in there. He offers you one if you want it.
Oh, no, thank you, sir. I did have to quit a while back, but I appreciate the offer.
Yes, yeah. No worries. You mind if I sit with you?
No, go right ahead. Have a seat.
I'm gonna sit specifically with my back to where Genevieve is.
You're doing what for where Genevieve is? I'm so sorry.
I am specifically sitting to where my back is towards Genevieve, and I'm looking at
Easy enough.
Miss Bell.
Yeah, easy enough to do. This is the cave, so just wall on one side, Genevieve to the back, easy peasy.
My prop cigarette's gone, so I'm gonna have to.
Now he's got to get the herbal one.
What?
I got a massive screwdriver right here. I don't want to use that.
There we go.
It's more of a cigar.
Damn, they can't roll them back there. That's all right. Anyways, Miss Bell, tell me what you think about Sarah Bell's new friend.
About Genevieve.
Yes, ma'am. I assume we're both talking at least with our inside voices.
Absolutely.
Real quick, just for my own amusement, can I have each of roll a stealth check with charisma?
Ooh, like that.
Riz check?
Starisma check.
Starisma.
Starisma. So this is whatever your so replacing your dex bonus with your charisma on your stealth.
Okay.
So if you're proficient, it would be your charisma plus your proficiency bonus.
17.
17. It's pretty good.
18.
18.
And
very nice.
I'm adding a d6 for 19.
Very nice. Okay.
In what regard?
Just your thoughts on her. Your read on her character. I know we haven't had much time with her, but she leaves quite the impression, I think. I just wanted to see if it was just me.
DM.
Yes, ma'am.
Did would I have noticed, or would Belle have noticed a difference in her between when she was staying with us? I mean, I'm assuming she couldn't work as a dove and be creepy AF. So
roll an insight check.
That's not gonna be good. That's 10.
I mean, she's seemed much like how you remember her. She basically, her behavior seems to be like she did when she was working at the Sunset, but instead of working, she seems to be just kind of like hanging off of Sarah Bell. Like she seems to be treating Sarah Bell like she would treat customers or Johns at the Sunset.
She was with us for a short time before. She worked as one of the doves. She is not to everyone's taste, I do recall, but there were some that the folks that enjoyed her company. But since we've reunited, as to speak, it seems like all that attention and energy that she might have normally shared when she was working seems to all be channeled toward our dear Sarah Bell. I have not noticed her interacting with anyone else, which is a bit odd, but things have been a bit of discombobulated, as you may say. Have you had interactions? I'm sorry, sir.
No. You were just fine, Miss Bill. She always been one to cause the skin to crawl.
With your 10, no.
With my 10, no. She did not me, but I will be honest. Um, she came and she worked. Probably some of the other doves would know more than I did. At the time she came, we were in the midst of a boom, you might say. We were very, very busy, and no trouble was caused that was brought to my attention. So I did not actually interact with her that much.
I understand.
Do you have concerns?
I do. About the safety of our dear friend Cerebel.
Well, that concerns me because I would not want any harm to come to Cerebel.
Thought it would. It may be nothing. Can be quite paranoid sometimes, but I just wanted to see if you thought the same thing. But I know you will always have Cerebel's best interest in hand.
I appreciate you sharing that with me, Mr. Daltrey. I believe this is a world where being a little bit overly cautious serves us all well, and I definitely take that to heart. I will keep my eyes more open in the interest of our Cerebel.
You'll do that. You have a
Thank
good night,
you,
Miss
sir.
Bell.
You as well.
I'll head back.
And as we're gonna cut away from that conversation to Cerebel and Genevieve, like laying, on your bedroll, all cuddled up and everything. And she's, you're laying down and she's kind of propped up on one elbow, Cerebel, and she's kind of with her other hand, she's kind of tracing your horns and kind of running her fingers through your hair. And is nice and close to you, as a bit of a whispered conversation on the other side to Alistair's back. So, my dear, do you intend to leave it in the bag? If it's in the bag, that creature may not return.
I mean, isn't that what the plan was?
I mean, we all have our plans that we lay, but is it not our responsibility to pursue what we think would most follow his will as it comes across us? All joys cannot be planned. They can be fleeting things, and you must seize them.
That is true. I mean, I'm not sure how we would get it out of the bag. I do not have it. Miss Callie does.
Well, I mean, I recall you do have to roll a perception check for him. Stacey Lynn.
Gotcha.
Actually, I'm sorry. Roll a perception check for yourself at disadvantage, because this is while you're having your conversation with Alistair. Because you have to.
This is simultaneous.
Yeah,
it's okay, never mind then. Never mind. Yeah, Belle was just going to send him over after the conversation.
Well, I mean, these are your creations. I mean, you have to maintain them. I mean, it is yours. All you have to do is tell her that you have to check on it.
That is true.
Are the joys that Sanus preaches to us not felt most what's the word Ian's looking for? Most vividly when we are closest to death, when we are closest to him. When flesh is rent asunder, you fear. At the same time, there's that joy of knowing he's right there. Still just kind of run her hand through your hair and along your horns.
Bright red. I mean, of course. I mean, they haven't been marked by Sanus.
But isn't that another one of our duties? To bring new believers, to find them, bring him to his embrace.
I mean, of course, not that Mr. Dotree was helping me with that. He's going
Really?
to spread the word of our laughing god.
I did not know that Mr. Dotree was a believer.
He said that he would spread the word with an unbiased point of view. I think with time that others in the group would be willing to listen.
She seems to think for a moment. My dear, you know, we cannot have half-hearted. Once again, what is the word Ian is looking for? Attestations to the joys of Sanus.
Of course not.
And now she just kind of uses her hand. She kind of cups your chin and forces you to look in her eyes. Tell me true. Does your faith waver?
Never.
No, it's okay. She just keeps holding your chin, looking at her. It's all right.
They
tell me, being around strange folks, I know you only recently came to this place. It's not unreasonable for there to be tremors. It only means that we must reaffirm.
The only tremors I've had when I thought that you were lost, and I mean, this group of individuals, they bring a different type of joy.
Oh.
One that I have not experienced before, but that is the only hesitation. I do not wish to lose a source of joy.
Yeah. And what is that, my dear? Tell me. What is this new joy that they bring?
I don't know a word for it. I've not met anybody on the road quite like them. They are odd ducks in the same way that I am. But if this is Sanus's will, then of course, there are always other odd ducks. And I'm sure that some would be able to make it out.
Good gracious. She just slowly smiles. My love. those that would seek his joy will most assuredly be welcomed. And if it is not time for them to be welcomed, then they can go forth and further spread his word. Is that not what we want here? And she says that she's kind of growing closer and closer to you. Just think about it. I would never want to rush you. So sleep on it. We'll talk about it further. She kisses you.
If Sarabelle could turn purple, she'd turn purple. Of course, kiss her back, but I don't think Sarabelle's gonna be getting much sleep tonight. She's not sure. I mean, she's at a crisis point for her faith.
Yes, ma'am.
Professor and Belle be done talking?
What was that?
At this point, would the professor and Belle be done talking?
You mean Alistair? Yeah.
Sorry, Alistair. Sorry, my bad.
I got a promotion.
If we just have all of academia here. No. After Alistair walked away, Belle kind of sat there for a moment thinking. She leans over and whispers in Gus's ear. And the next thing Sarabelle knows is Gus coming over very puppy-like and just kind of like pouncing on her and like trying to play and everything. Not rough, right? It's late at night. He's tired, but he's just kind of like, Rah. And Belle will come over. Gus, you come here. Sarabelle. Genevieve, darlings, I am so sorry. Sometimes after everything that has happened, he will be him and he just wants to celebrate, I guess. I am glad, though, Sarabelle, I didn't get a chance to thank you for all the work that you've put in today. Is only you were able to make that happen for us, to pour all your talent and your goodwill into creating the alarm on that leg. And I just wanted to express how thankful I am and to acknowledge your skills, my dear.
Oh, of course, Miss Bell.
Sanders is most wise in how he bestows his gifts.
Oh, most certainly. And it has been our privilege to see how Sarabelle has been so astute in her use of those gifts. I know you both are so pleased with those. Genevieve, darling, how are you doing now that you have joined us back on the road?
Oh, Miss Bell, I am wonderful.
I'm so glad to hear it. Well, ladies, I will leave you to your evening. Again, I'm sorry. Come along, Gus, you naughty pup.
If this is okay.
What's up?
With Miss Bell. Sarabelle's going to roll deception on her demeanor. Because the conversation she's just had is a rough one to have.
So Sarabelle will be being deceptive about her expression, or you're checking Belle's expression. Okay, yeah.
Both when Gus comes over and when Miss Bell comes over. But same roll.
So okay. Christopher, you go ahead and roll this deception, and Miss Bell, if you could roll an insight for me.
24.
Oh God.
Nice.
So Sarabelle rolled an 8.
Okay.
It is very clear.
Okay.
That when Gus comes over, Sarabelle is shocked. Is startled. and that it was clear that she was having a intense conversation. And when Miss Bell comes over, it is clear that there is a sense of guilt, that there was clear deceit, and that Sarah Bell's unsure about a very large decision. I don't know if Ian wants to add anything into that. With that big of a difference, I think that's fair to give.
No, during this, like, you know, you're saying this, you see that she's flushed, and I mean that is probably when like it, like her demeanor was all kinds of thrown off, is probably when Genevieve kind of interjected that, oh well, you know, Sanus, you know, wisely bestows his gifts upon those who are most capable and worthy of wielding them. Is like she noticed as well that Sarah Bell was having a hard time, and like attempted to kind of draw attention maybe away from her face, but obviously, you know, did not. And yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say, with that information, could I retcon that conversation just to tweak a little bit, just a wee bit?
Go ahead and start saying what you're saying real quick. Like, what were you saying?
Just when she noticed that, like, discomfort or upset, you know, and Belle knows the difference between, like, being aroused and being upset, right? Mm-hmm. So from being around people. So she would have, you know, in her initial apologies for Gus, would have said, he seems to have taken quite a liking to you, my dear. And then the rest of the conversation would have been the same, but except she probably would have put, you know, a gentle hand on Sarah Bell's shoulder, nothing invasive or intrusive, and she would have been checking to make sure it was not undesired, just a quick, you know, touch.
About that point in the conversation, Agatha comes walking up, kind of swooshing a little bit in her dress, always elegant, put together. Agatha is. Well, ladies, I see we're all gathering up over here. We're having a bit of a sleepover, a bit of a ladies' night, perhaps?
That sounds like a wonderful idea, my dear Agatha. We probably should do such when we return to Crystal Grit. Alas, I was just coming to get my wayward pup. He has been quite a mood, and he is taken to our Sarah Bell over here.
And Agatha kind of, like, as she's walked up and has started talking, like, you know, you're standing as well, and she's placed a kind of hand on your forearm, you know, and almost the most imperceptibly, you feel her, like, squeeze your arm a little bit.
Bell's me, mine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, Miss Bell, if you're getting you're just acquiring your little rascal, well, I believe that she kind of glances down at Genevieve and Sarah Bell, who Genevieve at the very least is mostly undressed. But I believe that these ladies were doing the best they could to rejuvenate themselves for tomorrow.
Oh, certainly. Good night, ladies. Have a great night.
Good night, Miss Bell.
Good night, darling. Miss Agatha, are you walking this way toward the fire, or are you returning back to your cart? I would enjoy the company
back to Alistair, my beloved.
Oh, indeed. I hope you have a wonderful night as well, dear.
And you as well. And she's kind of a most restful evening.
And Belle and Gus will go back to their sleeping bag.
Agatha returns to Alistair. Another night, another new set of circumstances for your sleeping. Tonight you dream. Regular dreams. No nightmares, not the blank emptiness of your most recent sleep. And as you sleep, hopefully your horses being less tired, that is where we'll go ahead and end tonight's session.
Cool.
So
This game's fun.
y'all got 2 days, 16. I keep saying days, but considering how y'all may make current decisions, 16 hours to Crystal Grit, 16 hours to some form of safety, perhaps for you guys at least.
16 hours.
Granger,
of
not
Crystal
so
Grit.
much.
Sounds like a country song.
16 hours to Crystal Grit, I tell you. Yeah, so I hope you guys had fun. I know I did. As always, it is a pleasure to play with you all, and thank you very much. And thank anybody that stopped by. I know we got a couple raids, so if any of y'all are still around, thank you so much. I hope you found it in your heart to drop a follow. Maybe check out from the beginning, or maybe you want to go see some of our older stuff. We also have places where you can do that as well. Called on YouTube's by the same name. But like tonight, most Wednesday nights, the vast majority, except us under extenuating circumstances, in which case we will announce that, we play this game right here, Whispers in the Dust, DM'd by myself and played by these lovely individuals, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. But on Saturdays, we have our Across Eberron campaign, which has been going on for much longer. It is much higher level, much higher stakes, which is DM'd by Mr. Jonesy, or Alistair, or Regular Fantasy God, and as he is known by many names similarly. But that is at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday, so definitely join us for those. As we're getting into the end game of that campaign. We're level 18. It is fucky. That is the only adjective with which I can describe it. But of course, as you see the link on the side, we are of course doing charity for Extra Life. It helps the Children's Healthcare Plan. So open your heart wallets, crunch, and lawful kind thing, and donate what you can. It is for a wonderful cause, so I'll always encourage you to do so. But as we depart, we will be raiding Legends of Evantris. They do fun TTRPG things. They are wonderful and hysterical, so show them love, as we like to support everybody who does TTRPG things. And what did I say? I already said we're on not Facebook. We're on YouTube. We should be on Facebook. Why not? We're on Twitter. That's where you can get news updates. But YouTube is where you find all of our old stuff, which has lots of content. Definitely go check that out. Drop a sub. We're actually this year is packed to the gills. We got a lot of plans to be planning and to bam. And so if long content is intimidating to you, just keep an eye out. We'll have a lot more shorter stuff coming, which should be much more digestible, and hopefully then you'll circle back and watch it all. Anyway, we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Download us on LimeWire.
Huh?
OnlyFans.